following is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high, on top cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights, looking like a star shine. We set the bar high, on top cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights, looking like a star shine.
Well, we got a new sheriff over at Naaman Forest. That's always an interesting situation, and now the idea is to get the forest rolling. Naaman Forest taking on the Eaton Eagles this evening. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Long. Bobby George in riding shotgun, and Bobby, as we were talking before the cast, you know, Naaman Forest has started 0-2. However, they've played two of the better teams in the Metroplex when you're talking about McKinney-Boyd and when you're talking about Arlington Lamar. So I guess the point I'm getting at, no need to apply for federal relief disaster just yet.
That's right,
because a lot of teams will be 0-2 after playing those two teams.
Very tough teams, but again, they've only scored 7 points out of those two teams, only about 200 yards per game, so they're really going to have to pick it up tonight in order to beat these Eaton Eagles, which are putting up about 400 yards a game and quite a bit of points. So they've got their, they've got something they've got to prove tonight. They're going to have to do something to get on the board.
Well, Eaton's coming in all the way over from close to the Fort Worth area, and the folks from Eaton are going to kick the ball off, so the Forest is going to get the opportunity to put the ball in play first this evening as we get ready to go out here at Williams Stadium.
You were talking that, they've got this is a new season for them and a whole new culture over there with a brand new coach, Jesse Perales. And you were going to say, you were mentioning before the broadcast that, he came in from El Paso and has an awesome record there.
Well, he really did. He won 125 games in the 15 years he was down there. As we get the kickoff, that one's going in the end zone as they're going back deep to try to retrieve it was Macaulay Burrell.
And
Malachi Burrell, rather. But anyhow.
Pretty tough name there. But, you talk about they were 0-2, and they've only put 7 points on the board. But when you get a new coach come in, and you got to get a whole new culture and your whole new offensive game plan, a lot of that takes some time. And that's why you basically are playing these games before you get to district. So you can get all of this put in place and get your new offense in there. And sometimes you got to figure out what works for your team and what doesn't.
Well, they got the split backs in the backfield, and we're going to run the ball right to the near side. That's Kingsley Bennett carrying the football for the folks from Naaman Forest. Now, Kingsley is a 5'6", 145-pound sophomore, and he has carried the ball 20 times for 55 yards this year. That time he loses a yard, so they're going to be looking at a second down and about 11. The ball is spotted right about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, they split carries with him and Jahari Lee, about the same amount of carries throughout the season so far. 20, both guys have ran the ball 20 times.
All right, and they're going to give it to another running back in the game. That's Jahari Lee right there. Now, Jahari's carried the ball 20 times for 62 yards, and of course, flags fell like autumn leaves. Or that is a classic line from the old Southwest Conference Network. Flags came in from everywhere, so we'll see what's going on here. Oh, I thought I heard face mask. If that's the case, good break for the Forest. We'll see, though. They're waving it off. So whatever they thought happened did not happen.
Well, so we'll play it again.
Well, they're looking at a third and about 8 now. The ball spotted at the 29-yard line. And now we're going to have an empty backfield for Austin Valdez. No, I'll tell you what, we are not. I lied. Kingsley Bennett is back there, and he's got twins to the far side, a single wide out to the near side, as they try to make some penetration. And we might add, Eaton is 1-1. They started out the year with a loss to Brewer, or I should say a win to Brewer, and then they came back and they lost to South Grand Prairie last week. All right, Valdez back to pass. Humps a shot over the middle, and no one's going to be home there. Nice effort there by Bryson Huey, but that's going to bring up fourth down. Going to have to punt the ball, Bobby.
Yeah, Huey is 6'3", 185 pounds, but I think the ball may have soared to the underneath route, and I'm not sure that Huey was ready for that ball to come down, or maybe he could have got down on the ground and caught that one because it was at his feet, but it looked like he was thinking the ball was being thrown to the underneath route.
Okay, Kalino Levine is going back deep to receive for the folks from Eaton. Pretty good looking kick, and he's going to get an opportunity. Nope, he's not going to. Well, he is going to get an opportunity right about the 35. Goes to the far sideline. Got a little bit of running there. They finally hem him in a little bit, and now he's going to be thrown out of bounds. And we had flags coming in on that one, so I'm going to assume we got a block in the back because generally that's what happens when we have kickoffs, but we'll see.
Yeah, did you see that poor referee? He got his foot stepped on, couldn't get out of the way.
Kind of got dope popped over there.
Oh, man, he took a hard spill, lost his shoes.
And we'll see what this is all about. Okay, it's a hold against the folks from Eaton. So that'll back him up a little bit. Now, Eaton is going to go with Amari Blunt as the quarterback. He's going to be joined in the backfield by Hayden Talley. The wideouts for these folks from Eaton are Luke Jeskovic, Garrett Bond, and Braden St. Amma. And as you were saying a little bit before, Bobby, they have put up a little bit of yardage this year.
They really have. They've actually scored quite a bit of points and put up quite a bit of yards. The problem is they're just now 1-1.
Okay, Amari's just going to fake, or I should say fake the pass, but he's going to give it to Talley going over the middle. That'll get maybe a yard right there. And they start up from the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up a second down, 2nd and 1. I was going to say for a second I didn't think they got anything, but they did get one out of that. All right, we got twins to the near side as Amari getting ready to take the snap. Talley, good-sized running back there, looking to the far side, throwing to the far side, and is complete to the far side. And then a little bit of run after the catch there.
Well, I tell you, they really had him bottled up, and they could have kept him from getting that first down, but they weren't able to make the tackle. I mean, they had two guys right there where the pass was, and, a lot of times in practices nowadays, they don't do so much tackling. They do a lot of running to the ball, but they don't actually get there in time this time, and he's able to get that first down.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I've been trying to get an identification on him doing that is Max McQuistion, who caught the ball right there. But anyhow, Amari Blunt from the shotgun fakes the inside handoff. Now he's in a little bit of trouble, and that pocket's crumbling, and he's going down. He's not getting anything out of that one.
Well, again, they've got him, but they just aren't pulling him down to the ground. They're able to break tackles. They had him for a loss on that one, but again, in practice, when you don't take guys all the way to the ground anymore, they don't practice tackling very much. Sometimes they can break tackles when they get in a game here. Looks like we got number 41. Looked like he was holding his shoulder a little bit.
Boy, they stuck it right in there to number 13 right there, and I'm telling you what, a little bit of yard, like I should say, run after catch right there.
I think that was the previous play, but let's see if we can pick it up here in a second. They got the quarterback right there. 41 comes in right here, hits him, and just came down on his shoulder a little bit, it looks like.
All right, it is 2nd down and almost 9 to go for Eaton. And we might add, these folks from Eaton had a little bit of a road trip coming over here tonight because they're closer to Fort Worth than they are Dallas. So they are a community in the Northwest School District up there by the racetrack. Relatively new school.
Yeah, when they're holding their arm like that, you never like to see that. That usually means there's something with the shoulder.
All right.
Wish the best of that guy.
Amari Blunt from the shotgun once again. Boy, new running back in the game for him. Well, that's Braden St. Amma, who's going to line up in the backfield now. And, of course, they rotate him around, and they Fake it. The quarterback's going to keep it. He's got a little bit of a hole right there. He's up to about the 39, so he's going to rip off about 11 yards there. That is their second first down of the game.
Well, that was a great fake. Look at this right here. Boom. Linebackers all went to the running back, and Amari Blunt just takes off straight down the middle. There was a lot of room for him to run.
All right, we're looking at 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Man in motion. The jet sweep is in play. And that's not going to go too far there as Isaac Jones's penetration is cut off. That's going to actually lose him about 8 yards there.
Yeah, the big 6'2", 170-pound Tristan Johnson keeps from the outside. Look how they just keep him way out there. They were ready for it. Big 14 goes ahead and finishes it off. Tristan Johnson on the tackle.
All right, we're looking at 2nd down and about 17. They fake the jet sweep now. They fake the inside hand. Ooh, they got the screen set up pretty good there. We'll see if Talley can get anything out of this. Now, Talley's up to about the 30, puts his head down, gets up close to that first down. He needed to get to the 24. He got to the 26, so they got about 15 yards out of that.
Yeah, and they had it read right. You could tell that the coaches knew that this play was coming. They had it scouted. Here they all come. Here comes right there. You got backers, 24 out there, 34 out there, and they just weren't able to make the play.
Okay, they give it a Talley once again. I'll tell you what, he's an 18-wheeler coming down the mountainside. He is a big, strong runner. Ooh, I think we got a fumble there. If we do, that is a huge break for the Forest. Now, coming out of there like he's got the ball is Kieran Wright, but the running back may have been down. We'll see what the referee calls.
I tell you, he is a big running back. When he gets ahead of steam, you want to hit him low, because if you try to take him up high, you're going to get run over, I tell you.
18-wheeler coming down the mountainside.
Look at him. He's a big boy. This is the previous play. He has a little bit of speed on him as well. Look at that.
All right, they got the first down, so it's 1st and 10. That is their 3rd first down of the evening.
That ball came out pretty quick. Maybe they called him, said that he was, his forward progression had stopped.
All right, Blunt from the shotgun once again. He swings the pass to the near side over there. That gets the ball to Jabiz Hawkins, and, well, he's in the end zone, but hold the phone. We got a penalty marker down, so let's see what this is all about before we proclaim them drawing first blood. We'll see what this is all about, and it looks like the folks from Eaton are stepping back, so that would indicate that.
Holding or blocking in the back, probably coming towards, they get that wide receiver out there to make the block, and they block that defensive back, and sometimes that defensive back gets his back turned, and they get him in the back or something like that, and it springs that run.
Well, instead of being in the end zone, they're going to be looking at 1st and about 15 from about the 35, it appears, of 1st and about 22 from the 32. So a little bit of a change of fortune there.
It looks like Jesse Perales, the coach there, has his guys in the right place. They've just missed a lot of tackles so far.
All right, Blunt fakes the inside handoff. No, I lied. He gives the inside handoff. That's Jabiz Hawkins. Now, Hawkins came into this game carrying the ball 30 times for 259 yards and 4 touchdowns, so obviously they utilize him just a bit.
Yeah, watch Adrian Brown right here, number 34, 6 foot, 210 linebacker.
Lit him up.
Boy, he lit him up.
All right, they fake the inside handoff. They throw to the near side to Luke Jeskovic, but the whistle blew, so I think they took too much time on that one. So it's going to be 2nd down, and, well, they'll move them back to about the 35, so they're going to have to get up to the 11-yard line, so they're looking at 24 yards there.
Well, a lot of flags this first quarter.
All right, 2nd down and about 24 to go, 22. Blunt's going to try to swing the ball to the far side to Hawkins, but once again a whistle blows. And this is almost becoming a whistle concert here because we've had a lot of whistles blowing and a lot of flags. We'll see if this is going to back him up even more.
And I'm sure the Eaton coach is getting really frustrated because he's had 3 great plays dialed up, and now Naaman Forest has seen all 3 of them.
They're getting a chance. I never could figure out, because if I were a quarterback
just
or a running
stop
back,
and throw it in the ground.
Absolutely, because you don't want to let them see your. You don't want to let them see your hand.
That right there, Amari Blunt throws that out to Eaton, and Eaton's gone for a touchdown probably if that play doesn't get called back. Here
All right, they
comes
put
again.
Hawkins in motion. They're going to swing it to Hawkins. I'll
Same
tell you what,
play.
there's a block in the back there. Well, I'll tell you what, that came in late, but that appeared to be a blatant block in the back, but we'll see what this is all about. Now,
We got a flag again, so that was the exact same play. Everybody should have known that ball was coming there. But I tell you, yeah, we got a flag on the field.
Well, they're
again.
kind of telegraphing their punches back there. Now, it looked like we came into a blatant block in the back, but even if they did, the play was stopped for a 2-yard loss, so I'm sure the Forest will take the play.
Yeah, because they called the same exact. Right there, look at that block in the back right on the 14.
Ooh, the ball came loose.
Yeah, it was a forward pass, though, I think.
All right, we got 6:24 remaining in the first quarter and no score out here. But we have had some interesting thing happen, some interesting things going down.
Yeah, Eaton's going backwards.
They really are. They started this series at the 22, and now they're back to about midfield.
I don't know that we've had a play or two that hasn't had a yellow flag thrown in it.
Well, they've got second and a Mars.
Well, there's nobody covering the receivers down here. I don't know what's going on.
Well, they might be in zone. All right, they're going to hum a shot down toward the goal line. They got a man down there, too, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Well, they spread them all out, and then just both wideouts going deep.
Max McQuistion gathers it in, and that is a 48-yard touchdown.
All in the air, too. That ball flew 50 yards basically in the air. Look at this thing.
Max gets under it, and he's in the end zone. So with 6:05 remaining in the first quarter, Eaton has scored first.
Yeah, they started going backwards, but that just gave them a longer touchdown to get.
All right, Dakota Lamb kicks it through. The folks from Eaton lead this one 7-0. Tell you what, we'll be right back at you right after these messages from the folks at GRS
TV.
Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, folks, where the folks from Eaton have just gone for 60 yards on 9 plays, but I guess on the drama of the hour there, they actually had a 1st and 10 from the 22. They were pushed back to around midfield. We're looking at 2nd and a Mars Rover trip, and they ended up completing it. But anyway, we're going to have the kickoff by Lamb here, and he's going to put that one in the end zone, so they'll probably take it at 25. You know, I might explain that too, Bobby. That expression, 3rd and a Mars Rover trip, came about in the mid-90s when they sent the lunar rover up to Mars, and that was big news. And when I was doing play-by-play, I used to make that statement, and tell you what, just stuck with it the whole time.
Well, it was a long, I don't know, it must have been a 2nd and 20 yards, 24 yards, yeah, and boy, to just come out and just throw a 49-yard bomb. And he catches that ball at the 1-yard line. That ball traveled a long ways.
Right in stride, too. Okay, Austin Valdez brings his unit out there. They're going to, I guess you would say, run it straight ahead to Kingsley Bennett. And Kingsley doesn't have a whole lot of room, and he might not have got anything out of that one. So it looks like we're going to be looking at a 2nd and a 10 there.
You know, they got a bunch of big guys up there that these in green. I mean, big number 75. There's some big guys out there, so you would think they could get this running thing going. Cameron Smith, 6'3", 295-pound right there on the end, and boy, they're just got a lot of big guys, and you would think that they could spread this offense out just a little bit and break some big runs here.
Well, that no doubt is the idea. 2nd down and 9 now. Clock will stop with 5:41 remaining in this first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Eaton has taken an early lead over the folks from Naaman Forest. Valdez is going to give the handoff off, coming once again to Bennett. No, I'll tell you what, I lied again. They're rotating too many backs in there for me. That's Kyrie Ward. Took the ball right there. He's a junior. He's 5'9", 200 pounds.
And I mean, as soon as the handoff got there,
so there was Eagles.
Yeah, there was a lot of Eagles right there, right when he got the ball. I mean, they're going to have to block him just a little bit longer than that so that your running back has a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, they're looking at 3rd and 12 now. Austin back to pass, and he's got to just throw it away. And tell you what, they might have dodged the bullet there because that could have been called.
Well, yeah, what happened?
The passer.
Yeah, what happened? Oh, and he's hurt. And looks like.
Well, he's walking off the field holding his shoulder.
I tell you what happened here. That was a setup for a screen, and Kingsley Bennett, as he was coming through, just gets drilled. I mean, he gets stuck, put down onto the ground, and that's who they were going to go back to on that screen is number 2, Kingsley Bennett. But he was sitting on the ground. There was nobody for him to throw to.
We can see it
here.
Said, oh, they got a blitz.
That's right there.
All-out bonsai. Just fix the bayonets and charge.
Yeah.
And they got to the quarterback. But we're looking at 4th down now. We'll see exactly. No, nothing. I thought for a second there they were discussing the possibility of roughing the passer, but I guess they're not going to call that. So we're looking at 4th and 2, and for the second straight series, the Forest is 3 and out, and they're going to have to punt this one away. Back deep to receive is Kalino Levine for these folks from Eaton. As we said, Eaton has had the ball one time, and they've scored with it. But, of course, Naaman Forest really did look pretty impressive on defense a lot of times. But, you give up that one play, and there you go.
Yeah, that's it. And they need a break, too. They've been out there for about 6 minutes defensively. And, Naaman's got to do something on offense to keep their defense on the bench a little bit.
Okay, Francisco Scafetti is going to hit the ball probably about the 14 or 15-yard line. He's back standing about his 10, so Eaton is going to get good field position once again.
I don't know what's going on with the play clock is not going.
Boy, a lot
There's
of stop time,
going
isn't
on.
there?
I mean, I don't understand what's happening here.
A lot of stop time.
I mean, I would say that it's been a lot longer than 25 seconds gone off there. This referee's going to have to get things going. That's why we have a play clock.
All right, Levine is going to stand right about the 45-yard line. So these folks from Eaton should get pretty good field position out of this one. Oh, good. Nice line drive kick. That may get a bounce, and it's going to get a good bounce. Down to about the 30, and it's going to die a natural death right about the 29. So I'll tell you what, not bad at all right there on that exchange, because I thought they were going to get the ball more like midfield. They're going to have to start out 1st and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, very nice, because what happens, when he kicks that, he kicks a nice rugby-style kick, and it takes a great bounce and just rolls, and there's just no chance for a return.
All right, Amari Blunt brings his unit back out in the field now. They were able to get into the end zone last time, and we'll see if the Forest can slow him down at all this time. Amari's back there with Hayden Talley, and we already mentioned Hayden's a load. He's a great, big, strong running back, and he is a real live heavyweight and a big one. Tough, real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, that's why it's real important for Naaman Forest to get their offense to rolling so that those defensive guys can, have a break from tackling that big guy all the time.
Alexis Salazar got in there, and that play kind of had 52-card pickup written all over it from the start because the snap was bad, and the quarterback just had to do whatever he could to make whatever he could out of it, and they got thrown for a 3-yard loss. So we're looking at 2nd down and about 13 to go for Blunt. Fakes the inside handoff. Looking down the middle, throwing down the middle, and nobody's home. So that brings up 3rd and long. Once again, good opportunity for the Forest.
He was there. He had some room to catch that ball. The ball just sailed over his head, and lucky for the Forest that they were able to escape that one. He had him right there, wide open.
All right, we don't want to jinx ourselves, but last time it was 3rd and long. It wasn't too good. Okay. Blunt back to pass. Same thing. He's humming it down the far sideline. Got a man there. I'll be darned if he doesn't complete that one down to the 30-yard line. Is gathering that one in, it appeared, was Kenneth Green, but I'm going to have to get a firm identification. Yep, that's Kenneth Green. And how about that? Same kind of, I guess you would say, same kind of,
yeah, that's what they got.
Same kind of victims.
They get these wide receivers all spread out and just say go, and he throws it out there as far as he can.
And Talley gets probably about 5 yards out of that one, so they're looking at second and about 6. But yeah, that's pretty much just a go route. Burned them the last 2 times. And Naaman Forest is going to see if they can dig in here a little bit. They're down 7-0. 3:40 remains in the first period. Blunt looking near side, throwing near side. Got a man open over there. That's Luke Jeskovic. Only going to get him about 3 yards out of that one. So they're a good 2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, Kieran Wright, number 8, he was out there playing defense and was able to corral him, had him in front of him, didn't let him get behind. Nice job.
All right, here comes the 18-wheeler once again. He's going to get the first down once again, too. Hayden Talley, who's carried the ball 22 times for 160 yards. He averages 7.2 yards a game, and he just got him their 5th first down of the evening. So we're looking at a 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line. 3 minutes left in this one. Are we going to get a timeout? We are going to get a timeout. So I'll tell you what, why don't we take a timeout? We're back at you after these messages from GRS TV.
I love to read because it creates images in your mind and it makes you think that you're right there while you're reading.
I love to read because it shows me that anything is possible.
It's important to read well because it's a great way to expand your vocabulary.
There's just so much to gain from reading, and that's why I love it so much.
Reading makes me smart. Be a lifelong reader like me.
Reading is great.
You should read too.
Literacy is for life.
See you September 21st.
Come to Literacy for Life.
Make plans to attend the Literacy for Life event on Saturday, September 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Curtis Caldwell Center.
Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our game between the Eaton Eagles and Naaman Forest. We got 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. Eaton has taken a 7-0 lead, and Eaton is banging on that door once again. So Naaman Forest really has to step up right here as Amari Blunt from the shotgun. He's got twins to the far side, and now he's got a single setback in the backfield. That is not Talley. And they are going to give the ball to Darian Roger. No, I'm looking at the wrong roster here. Javiz Hawkins. And that is going to get him about 5 or 6 yards there. So this running game really doesn't, I guess you would say, taper off at all. Okay, here comes the, I guess you would say Hawkins once again. And he's down close to that goal line. However, a flag was thrown in there, and we'll see what this is all about. Oh, boy. All right, that's going to put them half the distance from the goal from where they were.
I would think they would give him a big dose of the big guy.
All right, Hawkins lined up in that backfield once again with Blunt, and I'm almost going to be surprised if they don't just give it to him once again, because he has been highly effective the 2 times he's carried the ball, and they are just going to give it to him. However, the Forest says, not here, not now, not never. As coming in there, it appeared Carter Baroud laid the lumber to him. And so now that backs them up a bit. It looks like they're in 2nd and goal from about the 6. And, of course, this would be big for the Forest if they were able to keep them off the board right here, or limit them to a field goal, rather. Field goal attempt. Now, well, of course, they got plenty of time to get plays in and out because the play clock isn't even moving down there. I wonder what's going on with that.
Right. And you would think that Talley would be in there and be able to run this ball, the big man. But, he hasn't been in. He must have gotten tweaked up a little bit.
Okay, Amari Blunt from the shotgun. He's got Hawkins in the backfield with him. They're just going to give it to Hawkins once again. And once again, they are going to deny him. No, they're not going to deny him in the end zone. I'll tell you what happened. He kept those feet pumping, and they just kind of pulled the Bush push. Remember Reggie Bush that year against Notre Dame when they just pushed him across the goal line? Well, he's in there. Hawkins is in there from 7 yards out, and that makes the score 13-0.
They had him. Then you get this big lineman, big number 75, just grabs him and drags him into the end zone.
Hawkins with the 7-yard run. Lamb in there to try the extra point. He is right down the boulevard, and so we got a 14-0 game. All right, we got timeout on the field. Why don't we take a timeout? We're right back at you after these messages from GRS TV. Okay, Malachi Burrell and Kingsley Bennett are deep to receive for Naaman Forest. Naaman Forest trailing in this game 14-0, so they have got to do something to see if they can roll that jalopy down the hill and pop the clutch, because they really, really right now need to have something happen good for them right about now, because they really have the momentum against them.
Yeah, the defense has played pretty good. It's just those long passes that really hurt them.
All right, that one's in the end zone, so once again, they are going to start the ball 1st and 10 from the 25. Now we got 1:53 remaining in this first quarter, and it's been all Eaton. They've had the ball twice, and they've been able to score both times, and Naaman Forest has been 3 and out both times, so Naaman needs to start cooking here, Bobby.
Well, it's real important for their offense to get a first down, do something to keep their defense off the field, because they will get tired. And, it's kind of hot outside, but this whole first quarter it's been all Eaton on the offense and just keeping Naaman off the field offensively. So offensively, Naaman's got to get going. They've got to get him a first down here.
All right, we got a new quarterback in the game for that's Kenneth Green. Or that's Jaden Flores is in the game now for Naaman Forest, as they've got a backup quarterback in. And so Jaden gets stuck in there, kind of like make your bones, Consigliari.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. He's 5'8", 150 pounds. So I'm wondering if Beltran is hurt, and now Valdez is out, Beltran's out, and so now they got the sophomore up. Didn't think they'd probably need to play him tonight, but there you go. That's why you got to be ready.
Well, at any time, anything can happen. 1:53 remains. Boy, we got a bunch of,
I know. These referees are just taking so much time.
I don't know. I don't understand either, but we got a whole bunch of stoppage and play this evening. And they're backing them up 5 yards, and I don't have a clue what that is, but I guess we'll find out. Well, I didn't see a signal, but we're looking at first and... Oh, okay, was that it?
Sideline infraction.
All right. Flores, inside handoff to his running back, Bennett.
Here comes another
okay,
one.
Bennett is, he's going to get some yardage out of this, but I hate to sound too excited because we got flags all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's see what this is all about.
This time they call a crackback on the defensive end here. Kind of got to wait till that defensive end turns and faces you. And nowadays, they don't let you just blindside hit anybody anymore. They have to turn, and then you just got to use your body to kind of shield them out. You can see it right here. Boom. It looked like a pretty good block, but
boy, they got
that's
him
where the flag comes from.
They got him in space pretty good, though. But it's all coming back. He had close to that first down.
Again, why does it take so long to call these penalties?
Well, they might be discussing which Starbucks they're going to meet at after the game. I mean, that's the only thing I can possibly think of. But no, they probably aren't doing that. But they're certainly. Maybe how about this? Make sure they're getting it right.
You see right there the block in the back, and they're going to call them on that one too. So you got 2 infractions, but they'll take the one up there towards the line of scrimmage.
As is, we got a minute 43 remaining in this first quarter. It has been all Eaton. Eaton has scored twice. They've had 2 possessions. They've scored. Naaman Forest has been 3 and out. And I'll tell you what, just as Naaman Forest thought they were getting a spark of life there, about a 15-yard run, that gets wiped out. And that's more than 15 yards, just a little demoralizing too.
Just make the call, ref.
Well, I think they've got a variety of things to call, and they're discussing with everybody who's going to call what here, because we've got, I think, 2 or 3 fouls on the same play. Let's check out. Now, the ref is standing at the 20-yard line, and it looks like he's marching back. And he marches back to the 15, and he's still going. So he's going to stop marching about the 13-yard line, and they've got to get up to the 35. So you do the math there, and we're looking at a little bit of a challenge for the folks from Naaman Forest with a sophomore quarterback back in there.
That's right. In his first play, and he's going to be down inside his own 13-yard line. I'm sure this is going to be a handoff.
Well, you're right. They go ahead and give the ball to Bennett again, and Bennett has a swarm of Eaton Eagles all over him. And so that's not going to get him much.
Yeah, and, Bennett's only a sophomore, 5'6", 145-pound sophomore. So they got 2 young guys back there, and they just haven't had a chance to put on a whole lot of weight yet.
All right, we're looking at 2nd down and about 22. We'll see if Naaman Forest can dial up anything here, but they're up against it. Jaden Flores is a sophomore being thrown into the fire right now. Now, we have no word of whether or not Austin Valdez is going to return, but we do know for sure Jaden's out there. And he is back to pass. Shot over the middle, that looked like it could have been called offensive or pass interference, but no flag came in.
Yeah, as soon as Devin Deal comes across, he's just getting met right in the middle. It's like he almost runs into the linebackers. He didn't try to go behind them. He tried to go in front of them. And when you do that, if they have it backed up because they're thinking you're going to run the ball, you just kind of run into everybody. But that comes with experience right there.
All right, we're looking at 3rd down and 22 once again. Jaden, they're in the pistol formation right now with the running back right behind him. And they're going to give it to him, see if Bennett can get anything out of it. And once again, we got flags coming down.
Offsides.
All right, we are down to 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Eagles lead this one 14-0, so.
I don't know that I've ever seen this many penalties in one quarter.
Well, we're going on 40 minutes for this quarter. Game started at 7. So it's been a long first quarter, and of course, if you're Naaman Forest, it's even been longer. All right, a 5-yard penalty against the folks from Eaton, so that'll put them in 3rd, about 17. Split backs in the backfield for Flores now. Boy, and once again, it is taking forever to get us play snapped.
It's 3rd down. The referees didn't have the flag set to 3rd down. They still had it 4th and 22. And so now they're stopping the clock again, trying to get everybody reset. Just unbelievable. Now they're saying it is 4th down.
You got me there.
They marked the play off against against the defense, which means that the play goes over. It was offsides on the defense, is what they called, because they gave Naaman Forest 5 yards. So if that was the case, the play should go over and it should be 3rd down and 22. And now the referees are saying it's 4th and 22. Then it just doesn't make sense.
All right, Levine is back about the 45-yard line, and so
it looks like Coach Perez was able to go out there and tell the referees how to ref.
Always a good thought. But anyhow.
Coach Perales goes out there and goes, hey, hold on a minute.
I think we're looking at 3rd down here.
He's like, yeah, this is 3rd down. It was offsides on the defense, which gets you another play. I mean, these referees, this is something else here.
Well, I guess you call that the Keystone Cops. Whatever. Finally, let's just see if we can get a play run, guys.
Yeah, we're going to go on an hour in the first quarter, all penalties here.
Okay, Jaden Flores is in the shotgun, and he's got back there with him in the backfield, Jahari Lee.
They're all fixing to come back and talk again and discuss where to place the ball, I guess.
You know, we ought to just get a deck of cards and play some pinochle up here while they're doing that, because, I mean, to tell you this.
Sometimes it just takes the rhythm out of your football game.
All right, we'll see what this is about now, as is, where everything's marked up. The ball's at the 18-yard line. They got to get up to the 35.
You know, when Coach Jesse Perales came in, they were down there, giving him an interview and everything. And I guess the electricity and a storm came through while they were interviewing him. And he comes back in there, and it's before he was hired, and he come back in there into the room after the storm goes through. And he said, that's how I want to coach up there at Naaman Forest. I want to bring the storm. And after that attitude, I think they just decided, well, that's the kind of attitude we want from a coach up here at Naaman Forest, and they hired him on that day. So we'll see if he can bring the storm this second quarter.
Okay, Blunt is in the shotgun. He's going to have to run for his life, too. Okay, he's going to tuck it away and go. He's about the 15, 22 yards, 21. So he's going to get back close to the line of scrimmage, but they're going to have to punt it. But the best line I ever heard was by former Auburn coach Pat Dye. When he was being interviewed at Auburn, they asked him, how long will it be before you can beat Alabama? How long is it going to take you to beat Alabama? 1, 2, 3 years, and he said 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
And he had a job right then and there.
That's right.
He had a job right then and there. All right, they ended up 4th down and about 14. I'll tell you what, this, let's just say a little bit different. All right, we've run out of time in the first quarter. The Eaton Eagles lead at 14-0. Why don't we come back right after these messages from GRS TV?
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission, reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too. You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right now with GISD.
Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our broadcast between Naaman Forest and Eaton. Now, the Eaton Eagles have dominated the first quarter. They are up 14-0, and they're in a position, I guess you could say, Mom's not calling anyone home for supper because they're going to get good field position once again, and it's going to be a challenge for Naaman Forest to keep them off the board. Now, Levine back about the 40-yard line. We'll see exactly where he ends up getting the ball, but
And Naaman Forest that first quarter, 13 total yards. I mean, and the penalties, 5 penalties for 40 yards against Eaton and 3 penalties for 14 yards against Naaman Forest. So 8 penalties, but it sure seemed like a whole lot more than 8 penalties. It seemed like every single play had one.
All right, Francesco Castillo is going to hit the ball. Boy, he's going to get a return on that. Ooh, he drops it.
Out.
And, if the Forest, no, I'll tell you what, Eaton's coming up. Naaman Forest could have hopped on that one. That could have been a maybe perhaps momentum changer.
Tristan Johnson was right there, but he had to go for the ball carrier. That ball got booted out. It kind of hit him and bounced back across the 40-yard line where they were able to gobble it back up.
Well, you see, he fumbles it right about the 40 and kicks it.
Yep.
Ooh, and they had an opportunity right there to grab it, but they weren't able to get a handle on it. So ball's going to start out at the 41-yard line. That's where Eaton's going to put the ball in play.
Eaton's 165 total yards for that first quarter, 114 in the air and 51 on the ground.
They've been getting it done. Of course, those 2 long passes have just been brutal. All right, they're going to fake the inside handoff. Blunt's got a little bit of running room to the outside. He's up to about the 44-yard line, so he just ripped off right there, just about 15 yards.
Again, Tristan Johnson's been everywhere, number 14. He's a junior, 6'2", 175 pound. He's the wide receiver and a defensive back. And you see him coming over here from safety position and making the tackle.
Guess who's back in the game? Hayden Talley. The 18-wheeler gets about 2 or 3 yards out of that one. We just started the second quarter. We've got 11:30 remaining in the first half, or in the second quarter.
Right Balls there, Izzy Reyna.
41.
Izzy Reyna right there, big 93, making a big tackle. That's 2 big guys hitting each other.
All right, they're going to throw it down the far sideline. Luke Jeskovic is there, and it looks like that's going to get him a first down. That'll get him up to about the 33-yard line, the 7th first down of the game for these folks from Eaton, who continue to, I guess you would say, put the pedal to the metal here.
Adrian Brown in there on the tackle, coming in from that linebacker spot.
All right, Eaton, well, I'll tell you what, Blunt is going to have to eat that one. He's going to be throwing for about a 7-yard loss. That's what the Forest needs.
Yeah, there's Izzy Reyna again. That's 2 times in a row we've seen him. He said not on this side. He was waiting that time for him to run. Very well played. He didn't jump in and take the running back. He stayed outside, played the quarterback, and he runs right into him. Just a great job of playing that defensive end spot by Izzy Reyna.
All right, taking a seat on the sideline is Hawkins. He's out of the game. Blunt going to keep it himself. He's got a little bit of running room over there. He tries to cut it to, I should say, bounce it to the outside, but they keep him right around the hash mark. He's going to get about 7 out of that. However, it is still going to be 3rd and long. They're looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like Matamaga was able to stay over there and rein him in. He's playing that slot corner, kind of like a deeper safety or a deeper corner, playing a little safety spot. I think they've tried to not let anybody get over the top of them. They got 2 free safeties going here now.
All right, Blunt fakes the inside handoff. He's got company back there, and the Forest is going to get to him. So the first time this evening, these folks from Eaton are going to have to punt the ball away.
Boy, Izzy Reyna made himself known this drive. Watch him come through from the left side. He's getting the pressure on him, makes him step up, and then finishes him off right there.
Boy, just a straight bull rush, too. Just knock the man in front of you over. You know, I don't believe this, but they're going to go for it appears.
Well, you know what they're going to do. They're going to throw it deep here. This is what they do with 3rd and 4th and long.
And I guess they figured that's not going to hurt them too bad. Okay, you are well, they're going to try to throw it long, but we got him. Now, let's see what the penalty is about. It is thrown in an area.
It's going to be holding for
where
sure.
You would suspect holding.
Yeah, and then they've also got a guy coming off the field kind of hurt where he took a shot in the knee.
But if the play stands, this is a real, I guess you would say, momentum changer, because Naaman Forest just lined up and flat out said, come on, guys, let's go after it. And they threw him for substantial losses there.
Yeah, Izzy Reyna. There's, you see the holding right there on 42. They got the hold. They're going to decline that and take the ball over.
All right, they are able to stop them on downs.
Boy, that was a nice defensive stand right there by Naaman Forest.
It sure was. They really got good pressure on that quarterback. In fact, there's something they haven't done all night, but they did it that time, so maybe we'll see if the momentum can shift just a bit here.
It kind of changes when, you know, Eaton Eagles, it doesn't look like their main runners are in the game. It looks like they put Max Seal Johnson in, a sophomore, and it kind of changes the dynamic. You know, you're not looking for that run as much, and you go ahead and put some pressure on that quarterback.
All right, Jaden Flores once again is going to take the reign of this team as Austin Valdez apparently still not ready. So Jaden's going to see what he can get out of it. Now they sub Kyrie Ward into the game in the backfield with him. That's the first time we've seen him this evening. And it looks like they're getting in that pistol formation right behind the quarterback.
Let's see if we can get the play started by these refs. It's like they're all going to meet again in the
Boy,
middle.
I'm telling you what, this is really
just a
funny.
turnover on downs right here, and they just start put the ball down and let's play football.
All right, they got the marker set. God bless them. 1st and 10 from the 45. All right, let's see if Naaman Forest can mount any kind of firepower here. They've been 3-and-out the last 3 times they've had the ball.
Yeah, they've got some big receivers, especially this one down here on the end, number 19.
Well, that car's going in reverse pretty quick because they give it to Ward, and they're all over Ward. They made contact just about the time he got the football, so that's probably going to be at least a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Yeah, they're just going right through. They don't give them any time. I mean, not even be able to hand the ball off, and they're already in there. Boy, that offensive line, they've got a lot of size there, but, boy, they really need to shore things up in the middle.
All right, 8:30 remains in this first half, and it has been a little bit of a rugged one for Naaman Forest, but they are hanging in there, and they did change momentum the last time these folks from Eaton had the ball. They just got to see if they can ignite themselves at all. And once again, that's going nowhere. They try the running play up the middle, and the folks from Eaton, a lot of trouser seams in that hole right there, and Ward is going nowhere.
I mean, it is as soon as he touches the ball, they're already in the backfield.
Right, you see right there, as soon as they gave him the ball, boy, the penetration from Eaton was just outstanding right there. All right, 3rd and long. Let's see if they can dial something up here. Jaden Flores swings the ball to the near side. Pass a little bit high, though, as Bryson Huey could not quite get a handle on that one, so they're going to have to punt it away. 3-and-out again.
Yeah, Flores, as soon as he got the ball, I mean, he had to really let it go because the defensive line had already got in towards him, so he has to throw it high or it's going to get blocked. The defensive end had their hands up so high. He had to throw it high, and it just sailed out of bounds on him.
All right. Francisco Scafetti is in there to do the punting. Levine back deep to receive for these folks from Eaton. And once again, Eaton should get fairly decent field position out of this. But we'll see if they can back him up a little bit. Oh, a moonshot. What a great punt. That drives Levine all the way back there. He fumbles the football. Boy, I'll tell you what. For a second there, I thought Naaman Forest was on that one. However, it appeared the Eaton player was able to angle in there and get that. But, boy, what a punt.
Well, that's the second time they've had a hard time catching his punts. They're getting so high in the air. Well, the Naaman Forest guy Harris just kind of runs right past it. I don't think he ever saw the ball. But I tell you, it must be just really knuckleballing up in the sky. He's getting such good hang time on that kick. It's really causing that return man some problems.
All right, this time they're going to start at 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. They got 7:32 to work with. Blunt just going to give it straight ahead there, and there's once again Hawkins. And once again, Hawkins isn't going to get much yardage there as the folks from Naaman Forest, they are looking awful tough on defense right now.
Yeah, Adrian Brown's playing that outside linebacker. You see him just watching, boom, square up and hit him.
All right, fake the inside handoff, and the
Blocks
pass is blocked. So now they're looking at 3rd down and 9.
Davian Deal, you've seen him offense and defense. Again, we've got yellow flags. It's like raining flags here.
And we've got a conference, and we'll let you know the results of that conference as soon as they are done meeting. This meeting is convened, and this meeting is dismissed. And is that offsetting penalties, or what is that? Well,
I don't know what that call is.
Well, it looked like he pointed both ways and indicated both teams may have been guilty of something.
Well, just call it, mark it off, and set the ball. Let's go.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like they may be replaying the down here. We'll see how this plays out.
Well, that might have been a late hit right there where they call that one. Maybe that's what's going on. Little extracurricular activity. So it might be against both teams. Yep, there's the flag. Good job with the camera guys. They found that for us.
All right, it looks like we're just going to replay. Well, you know, they've got first down on the board, and that can't be accurate. The referee's got second down on the sideline.
I thought they had it all worked out. They all get in their place, and then they blow another whistle and have to discuss and talk about it. So,
it looks like they're going to replay second down. Nope.
Third down. Okay, here we go.
Well, the play does stand then, and that's a big deal for Naaman Forest.
Which doesn't make sense again because they're offsetting penalties.
Well, Naaman Forest got the best end of that one if they're offsetting penalties, so we'll go from there. Okay, in the backfield, it was Hawkins. Fake the inside handoff, throw it down the far side. The pass is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver down there. That looked like Michael Sawyers.
So Michael Sawyers does about a 12-yard stop, and he comes back to the ball. The ball's hot. Gets into his hands. He has the first down if he can make that catch. But lucky for Naaman Forest, it goes in and out. And now you got 4th and long, and looks like we're going to get the ball back.
Well, and this is the second time that they have been able to look real impressive on defense.
Yes.
Okay.
Done real well.
Kieran Wright is one of the people back there deep to receive for the Forest. And Kingsley Bennett is on the other side of the field. So Naaman Forest should get halfway decent field position, but they've been 3 and out.
That's a delay of game right there, if they call it. Clock went all the way down to 0.
Don't mention lightning storm. Thought I heard a lightning storm.
Well, we got a full moon tonight, looks like, and I don't see any lightning storms, but it is raining flags, that is for sure.
Well, I've been to my share of lightning storm games, and they got to clear everyone off the field for 45 minutes. And let's just say filling time wasn't the most especially fun thing that we did. All right, Naaman Forest should get pretty good field position. Ooh, a shank kick too. So this could be real good news for Naaman Forest. They are going to get the ball at the 35-yard line. So that's where Naaman Forest will take over.
Yeah, their best possession right now. That's good field position for them. This is their best field position they've had this whole game, I believe.
Well, first time they've been
inside the
Eaton
50
territory, so we'll see if they can make something out of this. Of course, they are having to go with a sophomore quarterback, as their first team quarterback, Austin Valdez, was put on the sideline pretty early by these folks from Eaton.
Yeah, but they've really got to protect him a little bit more and be able to run the ball. Eaton's been able to just drive right through this offensive line. And you would think, as big as these offensive linemen are, they could hold these guys down just a little bit. Oh, we've got another. We're going to talk about it again, the referee here. And
Jahari Lee is in there at running back for the Forest, and he will join Jaden Flores in the backfield. And now the referees are discussing something, and it looks like they're discussing it with both teams. But we'll see what this is all about. All right. Much to do about nothing, as Willie Shakespeare once put it. But Jaden Flores from the shotgun. He's going to roll to the far side, and now he's going to tuck it away and go, and he'll get about 2 yards out of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the receivers were going to come back for him because they just kept running down the field. It didn't look like that was a pass at all, maybe a designed run, but it looked like he was wanting to throw the ball. Kept his eyes down the field like that right there. But no receivers came into his area. They were just running downfield like nothing was going to happen to them. They were going to block.
All right, he got a yard out of that, so we'll see if Naaman Forest can add to that. As Flores has trips to the near side this time. Looking at the near side, thrown to the near side, got a man wide open over there. That's Aiden Gonzalez. He gets up to about the 30-yard line, so they're going to be looking at 3rd and 5, a manageable 5.
Yeah, Flores throws a beautiful ball right here to Gonzalez. Look at this. Zipped it right in there. Good throw. Just keep going outside, buddy, and take it to the house.
And I'll tell you what, this is anything goes now. Any play in your playbook ought to be able to get you 5 yards. So we'll see if the Forest can come up with something here. All right, the quarterback's going to tuck it away and go and see what he can get out of it. And he is going to get about 2 yards out of this. However, that's going to put him about 3 yards shy of 4th down. Do you go for it, Bobby?
Of course you go for it. What else you got to lose here? It's too close to punt. I mean, if it goes into the end zone, it's going to come out to the 25, so you only gain 4 yards on a punt if it goes in the end zone. So, sure, you go for it. This is perfect territory.
All right, twins left, twins right. And
they
Lee's
got
in the
him.
backfield. Oh, did they jump off sides? Well, we'll see who the transgression is against.
Yeah, your receivers, your center has got to know when that happens. He's got to snap the ball. You got a free play right there, and you could see the receivers, they held and then they took off. So I'm not sure, in the NFL, if the defense jumps across like that, they go ahead and give it, procedure on the defense. But here they still making these offensive players sit still the whole time. So they're backing it up for Naaman Forest. I kind of disagree with the call
Well,
there.
now instead of fourth and 4, they're looking at 4th and 9. They're still going to go for it. And as you were saying, what do they got to lose? Roll the dice here. Okay, Jaden Flores from the shotgun. Oh, they set up the screen nicely, and this isn't going to work,
Get
too.
upfield. Get upfield. These guys keep trying to run to the outside. You got to run straight upfield. You got to take it, plant that foot, and get going.
And gathering the ball is Creighton Thompson.
There, you got to get upfield.
He's a 6'2", 168-pound junior, and that is his 2nd reception of the year. But the ball is going to be turned over as they're going to be about 4 or 5 yards short on that one. So Eaton will take over, and this time Eaton's going to have the ball 1st and 10 from about the 29-yard line. That's where they will put it in play. And the last 2 times they have had the ball, these folks from the Forest have stuffed them. Here comes Talley once again. You got a little bit of running room. They finally catch up to him about the 40-yard line, but by the time they get there, he's going to get that 1st down. And so that's their 8th 1st down of the evening.
Good job right here by Kendall Ivory. Watch him come up, and he's not going to take the fake, and he's not going to get run over. He's just going to stand him up and take him down.
All right, the pass a little bit high, and so that's going to be incomplete, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the folks from Eaton.
Yeah, watch this. Kerrion Wright just decides, hey, if you're gonna miss the ball, I'm gonna punish you, so you might as well catch it. But it just didn't happen for him. Watch him throw it right here. Kerrion Wright just tears him up. Boom. You better catch it next time. At least you have the reason to catch it, get hit,
Okay, here comes the 18-wheeler once again. This time they corral him a little bit as Talley's only able to get about 2-3 yards out of that one. Actually about 2 yards, so they're in 3rd and long again.
Yeah, we got a holding here. It's going to drop them back 10 yards.
Boy, and once again, you have got to be impressed with the way the Forest has played defense these last 3 series.
Yeah, and even when they did score, it was those long passes that got them in position. That one was 49 yards in the air, and then the other time they had them 3rd and 22 or 24, and they were able to get a 1st down on it. Outside of those 2 plays, they've really played good.
Blunt fakes the inside handoff, throws it over the middle, and nobody's home. So we're going to be looking at 3rd down and about 20.
Maybe the Naaman Forest coaches on defense went ahead and adjusted. Now they're playing a couple of safeties over the top of it, not allowing that deep ball to go. You can see he had underneath coverage and coverage from behind as well.
All right, 3rd down and 20 to go for the Eaton Eagles. Oh, and we got movement on the line. Somebody's got a transgression. Now, it looked like Eaton moved, and they did. And so that's going to put him in 3rd and 25 as the Forest continues to back him up.
Getting them some nachos out there. Williams Stadium nachos. Got to be the best.
All right, 3rd and 25. Fake the inside handoff.
Here it comes.
He hums it downtown. See if anybody's home. And boy, we'll see if there's no pass interference there.
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, I was
going to
say they could have. As boy, making a super diving effort there was Luke Jeskovic.
Yeah,
he wasn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, watch this. He's almost there. Oh, and they do pull his arm back, but he gets away with it, and boom! All of a sudden.
Well, the big drama of the hour is for the 3rd straight series. The folks from Naaman Forest have stuffed them. They've really looked good defensively. 4:39 remains, and Naaman Forest hanging in this game. It is 14-0, and at what point it looked like it might get away from them, but it has not. 14-0. Going over there to try to corral it is Bennett. And he's just going to watch it roll, and so it'll roll back to about the 23-yard line. And that is where Naaman Forest will put it in play.
Well, if Naaman could get anything going offensively, this would turn into a pretty good ball game.
All right, 4:26 remains in the first half. Eaton is up 14-0. And the Forest, I guess you would say, desperately trying to see if they can ignite something here and get them rolling. And returning to the field once again is the sophomore. That is Jaden Flores. This time he's got twins left, twins right, a single setback in the backfield. Fake the inside handoff. Boy, they had Clayton Thompson open over the middle, just couldn't quite get him the ball. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Clayton Thompson just waits just a little bit before he takes off and gives that little gap there. You got to get a little gap there so he can throw it to you. You've got to just spread out just a little further and delay it just a little bit so that those linebackers can get sucked in on the play, and then they can throw over the top to him. But he had run so quick into that gap that there was no place, there was no window to throw the ball.
Flores hands it off, and that's going nowhere. That is being contained, you might say, as appeared like Clayton Thompson had the ball, that he carried it. But at any rate, we're looking at 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Jahari Lee's back there right now, and they're just going to key on him because really the only thing that Naaman Forest has been able to do is throw one 5-yard out pattern, and the other times is they've just been able to hand it to Jahari Lee, so they're going to go after him.
All right, they look to the near side, try to slip screen, and that's not going to work as they drop the ball right there, so they're going to have to punt it away again.
Well, the play was set up kind of nice. They had plenty of room, and sophomore quarterback puts it right on the money.
Just could not come up with it. Okay, Levine goes back once again to receive it for the folks from Eaton.
13 total yards. I mean, you have to do a little bit more than that.
Okay, that's Max McQuistion back deep to receive, rather. Okay, what we're looking at on the monitor, they're telling the band, I guess you'll say, not to play during plays, which is what the band is not supposed to do. And I guess a little bit of a warning there. All right, that punt is gonna hit and get a good Naaman Forest bounce. It goes all the way back to the 25, 24-yard line. So good punt by the Forest. We got a penalty on the play. Got a man down on the play. Oh, okay. All right, I'll tell you what. They're taking a timeout. Why don't we take a timeout? We're back at you right after these messages from GRS TV. right, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our game between the Eaton Eagles and the Naaman Forest Rangers. Now, 3:26 remains in the first half, and I'll tell you what, this game has really not got out of hand for Naaman Forest because they very quickly got down.
You see Roel Garcia having to be helped off the field there. Let's hope he's okay. They take him to the bench there, looking at his, looks like his ankle or leg or something right there.
All right, first and 10 from the 24-yard line for the folks from Eaton. They got 3:26 to work with, and the last three times they've had the ball has been pretty much pounding your head against a wall as these folks from the Forest are really stood up. Okay, here comes Hawkins to the near side. He's not going anywhere. Boy, getting a full head of steam. Davian Deal caught up with him, and he got the job done.
Oh, boy. Now 42's hurt. Alexis Salazar, and he's a sophomore, and he was right in there on the tackle as well, but he looks like he's in some pain.
Ooh, actually carrying the football there was Isaac Jones, another running back, so they're using a few folks back there.
I mean, when you see that replay right there, you don't – he was on the tackle, but it wasn't like his feet or any ankles or anything got tied up. But, boy, sometimes, you know, it just happens.
Well, Naaman Forest really has looked
right here. You can
good on defense the last 4 times.
See right here, he's just doing standard stuff, and it just hope he's okay.
Boy, and you wonder if it could be cramps at this time. All right, I'll tell you what, they're taking a timeout. Why don't we very quickly take a timeout ourselves? We're right back at you right after these messages from GRS TV.
I love to read because it creates images in your mind and it makes you think that you're right there while you're reading.
I love to read because it shows me that anything is possible.
It's important to read well because it's a great way to expand your vocabulary.
There's just so much to gain from reading, and that's why I love it so much.
Reading makes me smart. Be a lifelong reader like me.
Reading is great.
You should read too.
Literacy is for life.
See you September 21st.
Come to Literacy for Life.
Make plans to attend the Literacy for Life event on Saturday, September 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Curtis Caldwell Center.
All right, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our broadcast of Eaton taking on Naaman Forest. Now, the drama of the hour is that Eaton very quickly got a 14-0 lead, but Naaman Forest has hung in there, just cannot do much beyond hang in there. But Alexis Salazar being carried off the field for the folks from Naaman Forest, and they've had a few folks being carried off tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, that's the second one in 2 plays that they're going to have to work on out here on. But he's looking like he's walking. Let's hope the best for him.
All right,
he's just never liked those knees getting injured.
Looking at second down and 11 yards to go. Amari Blunt from the shotgun. And he's going to fake the inside handoff, throw it to a man out in the flat there, and that's going to get him a little yardage there as they're almost up to first down territory. And coming away to take the ball there was Braden St. Ama. They use him quite a bit everywhere. He has caught, coming into the game, he caught 4 balls for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's going to get him just about 9 yards. So they're looking at 3rd down and 3 now.
Well, you see how far the quarterback sets back there. He sets back there 6 yards deep in that shotgun. I mean, that's pretty deep considering usually they set back about 4 yards so they can hand it off or throw, but he's a 6 yard deep right here. And watch number 11 get up and knock that ball down. I mean, he's had a great game. That's Davion Deal, and he's playing offense and defense. He was able to make that long tackle just a little while ago and from the defensive end spot, and now he makes a good play right there.
Well, we're looking at Eaton rolling the dice here because no, they're not going to roll the dice. I didn't think they'd do that. They're looking at 4th and about 3 to go from the 31-yard line. Now, you don't need to be giving them that short a field, particularly when you're only up 14-0. But we'll see if Naaman Forest can get anything cranking here with 2:43 remaining. Back deep to receive is Kingsley Bennett. And they're going to call a timeout. All right, they're taking a timeout. Why don't we take a timeout? We're back at you after these messages from GRS TV. All right, Kingsley Bennett is back deep to receive for Naaman Forest. They're only down 14-0. But they're going to have to see if they can ignite anything here, as they haven't been totally ineffective on offense. Now, line drive punt's going to hit about the 40, and tell you what, Eaton's going to get on top of about the 36-yard line. So that's where Naaman Forest will put it into play. And once again, they've been having to go with sophomore quarterback Jaden Flores because first-team quarterback Austin Valdez was injured a little bit earlier on. So they're, you might say, fighting with a short stick, or at least fighting with inexperienced players, Bobby.
Yeah, they really are, and a lot of sophomores out there. But, you know, you still got a big offensive line, and you still got to block those dudes up front to give, you know, your sophomore quarterback a little bit of time to make the play happen.
All right, Jaden, they're actually in that pistol formation again with the running back right behind the quarterback. They put a man in motion, and they're going to fake the inside hand. Boy, all over him, you might say. Coming on in, crashing on through, and, ooh, boy, that quarterback didn't have much time to do that. It looks like Jaden Gray got in there and was plenty of company right there as he hits him right about the time he's going to throw it. So we're looking at 2nd and 10.
Well, I tell you, the play was open. You could see it right there on the replay. If he was able to complete that pass, he had a lot of running room to go, but you just got to have just a little bit more time.
All right, they're going to give it to the running back once again. That's Kingsley Bennett, and Kingsley is corralled real quick and thrown for about a 5-6 yard loss.
I think we're going to get 5 yards over here.
Yes, I think they might.
Offsides on the defense. It's like they're going through the gaps without even getting touched. Might have to go back to like, you know, when it was in Pee Wee football.
Boy, that was a 15-yard penalty. Was that a personal foul?
Must have been. Must have been face mask. But, you know, it's like in Pee Wee football when you, let's see what they got right here. Well, I don't see anything there.
I didn't see a face mask.
But, you know, we used to put all our linemen foot to foot to help them out. Oh, yeah, that definitely was face mask right there. That's a good camera angle on that one.
Okay, right straight up the middle is Jahari Lee.
But, you know,
oh, no, that was Kyrie Ward. They got a couple of running backs they use, I guess. That gets them 6-7 yards. All right, 150's on the clock as Jaden gets ready to take the snap. And they're just going to give it a hit right again to Ward. Ward's got a little bit of running room. He gets up toward about the 23, 24. They finally corral him at the 24. Now, getting on the scoreboard, depending on what kind of kicker you have, is not out of the question.
Well, right there, again, those linemen actually tied everybody up and gave him some running room. So that was the first good block I've seen from that offensive line. Let's see if they can sustain that and do it again.
Well, progress is being made because that is their first down.
But you see, look at the linemen. Look at their splits. They're about 1.5 yards apart, and that's where they're coming through the middle there.
All right, Ward's going to take it again. This time he's going to get nothing out of it. 1:08 clock running. Actually, he lost about a half yard there. Clock rolling with 55 seconds remaining in this first half. Eaton leading this one 14-0.
the gap between the center and the guard, right guard, is just so much room right there.
Ooh,
he had him.
Yeah, he did. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. So I'll tell you what, the quarterback right there, Jaden Flores, put it on the money. He just couldn't come up with it, but we're looking at 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to get much yardage on the play. Anyway, if he catches that ball, he's going to be tackled right there at the 21.
All right, clock is stopped with 37 seconds remaining, so Naaman still has some time to do something here.
Let's throw that thing deep. Put it in the middle of the field.
Boy, they were all over him again. The ball's loose again, and that may have taken him out of field goal range. Boy, now you know, it takes them out of everything because the folks from Eaton are going to come away with the fumble right there. And boy, one of these nights where about everything, every card you overturn breaks the flush. It just has been tough for Naaman Forest offensively. All right, there you see the quarterback. Well, it's kind of
he tries to get escape. He escapes away from the defensive end coming in untouched again, and he just swipes the ball right out of his hands as he's trying to escape. Boy, so 30 seconds left. And you got the, they got the ball, so let's hold them.
All right, they got to swing the ball to the far side, and that's going to get them a few yards over there as they're able to get the ball over there to Luka Jeskovic.
Okay, the clock did not start.
Boy, I saw that too.
We had 30 seconds on the clock before that play started, and it's still sitting at 30 seconds.
Well, they kind of got a play on the house right there then. But we'll see. I think the folks from Naaman, well, the referees, I think, are talking about that right there. But 14-0 is our score. The ball at midfield. Of course, Naaman Forest has looked extremely tough the last 3 times these folks from Eaton have had the football.
Yeah, defensively, they've really played well.
And they're going to whittle the clock down to 25 seconds there.
Well, wasn't that nice of them?
Yeah, it was. All right, Blunt got company again, and they got him back in the backfield. Now, that's big because they might as well just let the clock ride out here, and we'll end the half. Well, they're going to call the timeout. They're going to come.
Who gets this tackle? Jahari Lee. How about that?
Jahari playing a little bit of football this evening, but 15 seconds remain, and I think, well, of course, the last 4 series Eaton's had the ball, they have rose to the occasion.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Jahari Lee on a blitz on defense there. You know, he's a pretty big kid. He's not very tall, but he's 200 pounds. He's 5'9", 200 pounds. That's a bowling ball coming at you. If you can get through that line and put some pressure, he's quick. Get some pressure on that quarterback, and bam, all of a sudden you're rushing the ball, and now you're sacking quarterbacks. What a great game.
As we've said, though, aside from those 2 go routes, which really hurt Naaman Forest, they have played really good on defense. Now, those 2 go routes have, of course, I always remember Barry Switzer after his team got beat by Miami one year, and all on big plays. So you take about the big plays out of the game, and you dominated, and Barry Switzer said the only thing about the big plays is you can't take away the big plays.
You can't take them out of the game.
But at any rate, they're going to hum it downtown, and there's going to be a receiver open over there, and that should do it. Unless they call a quick timeout here, a clock with 5 seconds, 4. And I think they're just going to let it wind down. And we are going to end a first half with Eaton leading this one 14-0. So I'll tell you what, why don't we go to these messages from GRS TV. Once again, our score at halftime, Eaton 14, the Rangers nothing. Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our broadcast between the Eaton Eagles and the Naaman Forest Rangers. I'm Kevin Long. Bobby George in red shotgun. As always, you've been doing that for quite some time, haven't you, Bobby?
Been doing it a while. It's been fun.
Okay, but anyhow, our drama of the hour here is that, the folks from Naaman Forest really took it hard the first two series. The folks from Eaton were able to go right through them, and actually it was a couple of go routes that really helped them. But that, I guess you would say, is the only difference, because Naaman Forest's defense really came on strong.
Yeah, we're going to bring some highlights to you here. Beautiful night of football. I mean, look at the weather out there. It was about 85 at kickoff time, and the shadows and started coming down over the field. It was beautiful out there. Everybody having some high hopes. Fans came out.
Well, it's un-American not to have high hopes, no matter what. But anyhow, Naaman Forest.
Yeah.
Well, there's the first go route there, the 49-yard touchdown pass, and that was on a 2nd and long that the folks from Eaton were able to get themselves off the hook. And then, of course, right there, the crunching, well, we call that the bush push, don't we? Or at least we did.
Hawkins gets picked up by his lineman and just throws him into the end zone there.
Okay, and that made it 14-0. But beyond that, I'll tell you what, that's the only difference in this game, because Naaman Forest has come on awful strong. And defensively, the last 4 times Eaton had the ball, they had nothing.
Yeah, outside that first quarter, that's 14 points on the board. Second quarter, they was shut down. There's the moon. It's just been a beautiful night. Look at that thing right there. It's just shining down on this field. And Naaman Forest needs a little sunshine and moonshine on them. They need to come out there and really turn it on offense. They had 19 yards total offense in that first half. 2 first downs to Eaton's 201 total yards.
All right, Naaman Forest is going to kick it off here, and that one is going to get returned. The ball is going to, I'll tell you, it would be taken about the 5-yard line, and coming out of that is Levine. He gets up close to about the 27, 28-yard line. We'll see for sure where they put in play. But, Bobby, as we were saying, that defense of the Forest has really clamped down, so we'll see if Eaton can do anything now.
Yeah, that first quarter is where they pulled all that yardage out. And, they had 148 yards total passing and 53 on the ground. But 2 of those passes, one of them went 48 yards and one went for 30-something. So outside of that, Eaton really hadn't had anything going. That first quarter is when they got all their yardage. Second quarter, the Rangers have just shut them down completely.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to hand the ball off. Eaton's going to hand the ball off to Hawkins coming near the sideline. And, actually it was Braden St. Ama who lined up in the quarterback's position for these folks. That was a little bit strange like that. I don't know. The first time I saw 15, I was doing a double take to make sure I wasn't seeing anything. But okay, it's St. Ama in there at quarterback again. He will take the snap, and he's just going to give it off to Hawkins going to the far side. Nothing there. So we got a flag down, so we'll see what this is all about. If the play stands, and it is probably a hold against the folks from Eaton, we're going to be looking at 3rd and long once again for these folks from Eaton.
Again, those outside defensive ends, they've really been playing well tonight. Devian Deal on the right side, and 88 Carter Barode on the left side, and both tackles were made by those defensive ends. They've really been able to keep Eaton from getting outside on them. They've been able to contain them out there and then just bring them down. So just very nice plays right there by the defensive ends.
All right, once again, the folks from the Forest are in a position to get these guys out of here. 3 and out. St. Ama's going to take the snap and looking around, throwing to the near hash, and he's got his man, and that may get him a first down there. He's coming up with a super catch is Max McQuistion. Max, I guess you would say, is putting his thumbprint on this game because he's the one who caught that touchdown pass. And you look at this replay here. He catches that in bumper-to-bumper traffic. There's Rangers all around him, and he's still able to come up with it. Okay, they're going to give it to Hawkins now. He's got a little bit of running room to the near side. They finally corral him, though, right about the 45-yard line.
Boy, Kendall Ivory had his eye on him from the safety position right there, number 13. He's coming from safety. You watch him, he just comes flying in there, boom! And then he almost gets away, and he stays and holds on to him, turns him around. Puts him on the ground. Nice job
All right,
there.
Hawkins comes right through the middle again, and I'll tell you what, this would be of concern for me if I were the Forest defensive coordinator, because they've now gotten 2 first downs right in a row there, and there's a gaping hole right there as 10:50 remains in this first quarter. And I'll tell you what, ball's loose. They're ready to get on top of it. St. Alma had to hustle for it, but that's going to be about a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, Deal comes around the corner again and gets him. Knocks the ball out. See him, he comes right there. Boom! Takes him down. He gets the running back and the quarterback at the same time. Well, that's a bowling ball right there. He goes ahead and takes both pins down.
All right, St. Alma in there at quarterback. He's got Hawkins in the backfield with him. They're just going to give it to Hawkins once again. He's got a gaping hole once again, and he just tore off about 18 yards again. Another first down. Their 12th first down of the game, and the folks from Eaton are rocking and rolling. They're ripping and representing right here as they got it going.
Yeah, what's happened here is they're going off a quick snap count.
And, you know, they give it up the middle once again. I was just about to say Hawkins, but that is a different running back they got in the game. That's Isaac Jones, so they're using plenty of people out there.
They're getting the plays in quick. They're trying to rush around and not let Naaman Forest
all right, they give it
adjust
to
to the
Jones
defense.
again. He tries to bounce it to the outside. Not quite the first down, but they're looking at 3rd and short.
Yeah, the Rangers have figured out that, you know, they're not going to let you run on the outside, so Eaton's gone in at halftime and adjusted, and now they're going to do a quick count, get in there, and run up the middle on them, and that's where all their bread and butter is coming from.
All right, St. Alma's going to try to bounce it to the far side, and he's going to get a first down. However, a flag came in there. Let's see what this is all about. Because this could, well, it is a hold against those folks from Eaton. So that's suicide by the installment plan is what I call that, when you make a first down and it gets negated because of a hold. And anyhow, that'll back them up 10 yards, so they're going to be looking at 3rd down and about 13.
Well, the Rangers needed that for a little bit. They needed to slow it down.
They got a nice rhythm going, I'll say that.
Yeah, they needed to break for a minute, you know. If I was fixed to say the Rangers need to call a timeout to slow them down, but, you know, they get a penalty here and brings them back, and everybody gets to catch their breath here.
Well, I wonder why Blunt is not in the game. However, St. Alma is doing a heck of a job out there, so that might be a reason he's not in the game. All right, St. Alma throws the ball, the slip screen to the far side of the field, and they're going to get close to the first down there, as gathering the ball in and taking it is Luke Jeskovic, and now we're looking at 3rd and short.
Well, he just gets it out there real quick, gets a good block. That's what you want for your wide receivers out there to block for you. And boy, he is able to pick up some good yards.
All right, we're looking at 4th down and about 3 to go, and they're going to kind of roll the dice here, although I don't know how much of a dice roll this would be with referee's going to stop everything. And
I think I'd be a little bit concerned if I'm Naaman Forest over here. They've got these wideouts split all the way out to the numbers on the right side. And, of course, the ball is on the left hash mark, so they've got a lot of room to throw the ball up, and we know they throw it kind of deep, throw it out in the middle. The one-on-one coverage, it's just a lot of room to make something happen.
all right, we're looking at 4th and 3 as Naaman Forest looking for a big stop right here. Okay, St. Alma from the shotgun, and he's just going to take it himself and see if he can get himself, and he's got it. He's over the 20-yard line. That's big for the folks from Eaton. Another first down for them there.
They're taking it up the middle is what's happening, and they're really able to get some yards right up the middle.
All right, this time they give it off once again to the running back, Jones. And Isaac Jones with a couple of yards there. He gets about 4 out of that. And they're going up tempo, though, because they're right up at that line of scrimmage, ready to rock and roll. Actually got about 5 yards out of that. They're keeping the defense on its heels. Here comes Jones again. Now, I'll tell you what, back into the game right there is Hawkins. So they're getting plenty of use out of plenty of people.
He's right on the sticks. I'm not sure if they're going to call this a first down. They might have to measure it, but they're not going to.
Now it's going to be 3rd and about 1.
Ball's on the ground.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be a big faux pas, because instead of looking at 3rd and short, we're now looking at 3rd and about, it's going to be about 13, 14 yards. Well, I'll tell you what, actually about 10. And actually it is 4th down. And it looks like they are going to, well, I think they're sending the field goal unit out there because that is Lamb coming onto the field, and he has been doing the kicking for them. Dakota Lamb. And I think they're going to give Dakota a shot to, well, or are they going to? Well, Dakota's out there.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 37-yard kick, so they must have a lot of confidence in him.
Well, the one time I saw him kick it, it was a boomer. He was able to.
So they're going to put the. Oh, okay, they're going to talk about it. Get a little timeout and talk about this one.
All right, well, they're taking a timeout. Why don't we take a timeout? Back at you after these messages from GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission, reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too. You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right.
All right, Dakota Lamb about to hit it from 38 yards and see if he can extend that lead. Boy, it's got plenty of distance. And it is through the uprights. Make it 17-0 Eaton. All right, I'll tell you what. With 7:01 remaining in the third period, Eaton has taken a 17-0 lead. We're back at you after these messages from GRS TV. Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone. Welcome back to our broadcast between Eaton taking on Naaman Forest. Eaton is now taking a 17-0 lead in this ball game. Malachi Burrell back deep to receive for the folks from Naaman Forest, as is Kingsley Bennett. And Kingsley's going to take it from about the 5-yard line, cuts it back to the far side. Got a little bit of room there, and they run him out about the 33. Bobby, that's a pretty good return.
Yeah, he took the ball just straight up, no dancing around. Got down that sideline, took a big hick though. But gets him in about 34-yard line.
That's where they will start, and that's not bad field position at all.
See if they made a good halftime adjustment, see if they could come out here and make some room against these Eaton Eagles.
Jaden Flores, the sophomore, is still in the lineup there. He's going to be joined in the backfield by Kyrie Ward. And then we're going to start out with twins left, twins right. Nope, twins to the near side. But anyhow, Jaden looking at a 1st and 10 on
delay a game right off the bat.
No, that's not the most auspicious way to start a drive, but we'll see what that's about. It looks like it's going to back him up 5 yards. But 17-0 is our score. Eaton leading this one 17-0. All right, they're just going to give it to the running back going off the far side and getting a little bit of yardage out of that is Kyrie Ward. He got about 7-8 yards out of that one.
Hey, we'll take that positive yardage right there. That's a nice job.
Bring up 2nd down for the Rangers.
All right, we're looking at 2nd down and about 7 to go. 6:30 on the clock. It is rolling. 17-0 is our score. Twins to the near side. And once again, I'll tell you what, this time breaking the tackles, Kyrie Ward. And that's a little bit of what they needed, Bobby. They broke a tackle right there, and that got them their third first down of the evening.
Yeah, what's happening is they have decided to put Tommy Dunn, number 85. He's 6'3", 265, and you see him right there on that right tight end spot. You can see him right there now. He's sitting on the left, and he's going to move from left to right. But that's where they're running, right behind him, and he's really been able to spring them on those last two runs.
Well, the whole idea is get the livestock up there and run behind it, but they're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, and once again, very positive yardage for Kyrie Ward. You know, they might have got the grease hot here because they're suddenly tearing through these folks from Eaton, as Eaton was able to stop them cold the first half, but this drive started at the 34, and they have had nothing but positive plays.
Yeah, clean run right out of his shoe on that last play. He had to come out of the game, and number 2 has come into Bennett to relieve him. Let's see if they can go left on this. Get behind big O number 85 there. Done.
Let him lead the way. Okay, they give it to
goes.
Kingsley, and once again there is a gaping hole. The football's loose, and we'll see who's on top of that. And, you know, you hate to say it, but boy, they just shot themselves in the foot because the fumble is on the ground. Eaton recovers it. And no, I'll tell you what, they're telling the defense to stay off the field. Nope, now they're telling the defense to come on the field. So it appears Eaton recovered the ball right about the 33-yard line. They were moving too.
Yeah, they had some good blocks right there. 71 pulled, 85 done pulled, but that ball just popped straight out.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked like Levine came from behind and put a pretty nice hat on the carrier, and that might have released the ball, but either way, Eaton's got the ball. So recovering the football for the folks from Eaton was Keldred Johnson, and so that's going to give the ball back to Eaton. You know, I don't know what's going on here because Naaman Forest keeps pointing in their direction, and the refs are having a huddle once again.
Yeah, and it looks like the offensive players are coming back on the field. And
this
this referee group has really had a hard time tonight. You'd think an easy call would be an easy call, get everybody out there, but boy, they've really had a hard time making it right.
Well, we'll see if they...
Looks like they're pointing Eaton ball, though.
They're still talking about it.
So now the Rangers defense is coming out and offense is coming off the field, and they're going to get. It's like the Rangers offense has come off the field. Now they went on the field. Now they're going off the field, and they're getting their workout just going off.
The offense is coming back out there.
I'm telling you.
So that was not a fumble. I want to put it this way.
Here the ball comes out. Watch, here's the fumble.
He clearly is not on the ground.
Yeah, the ball is out right there. I mean, it's clearly straight up in the air, and 55 jumps on it.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Here we go. We got it all screwed up. The Eaton folks are coming back out there. St. Anna going to hand the ball off, coming to the near side. Well, nice little hit there, but they bounce off that. And get a little bit of yardage out of that is Isaac Jones.
Boy, Kendall Ivory comes up and just takes a good pop on Ivory on the running back here. Watch this, number 13 coming up. Oh, boom. But, boy, you got to hold on to him. You make a good play, but you got to hold on.
And that was actually Hawkins. And he gets about 5 yards out of that. So we're looking at second down and about 5. They're going to throw the pass to the far side, and they're lucky that one wasn't picked.
Man, what a play.
Lucky that one wasn't picked for 6.
Is he hurt? Boy, he made a great play. Number 23 right there. He goes up and tries to make the interception. Burrell, watch him go up high, boom, and he gets hit at the very same time. He just comes down hard on his shoulder.
Well, that horizontal passing game can be a little bit lethal. All right, I'll tell you what, they got a timeout in the field. Why don't we take a timeout? We're back at you right after these messages from GRS TV.
I love to read because it creates images in your mind and it makes you think that you're right there while you're reading.
I love to read because it shows me that anything is possible.
It's important to read well because it's a great way to expand your vocabulary.
There's just so much to gain from reading, and that's why I love it so much.
Reading makes me smart. Be a lifelong reader like me.
Reading is great.
You should read too.
Literacy is for life.
See you September 21st.
Come to Literacy for Life.
Make plans to attend the Literacy for Life event on Saturday, September 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Curtis Caldwell Center.
All right, another Ranger is being taken to the sidelines. That is Malachi Burrell is coming on off the field. And
he
Bobby
makes a great play on the ball. I mean, the ball was thrown out there. The defender's trying to block him, and he goes and jumps over the defender, makes an exceptional play, knocks the ball down. But while he's in the air, he gets hit by the defender, and it kind of spins him. And he has a long fall to the ground. First, we thought he might have had the breath knocked out of him a little bit, but now they've helped him off the field. He's kind of limping, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
All right, they're looking at a big third down for both teams right now. The Forest needs to stop them. And St. Anna still in this game playing quarterback, St. Anna, rather, for these folks from Eaton. He's got Hawkins in the backfield with him, and he is looking at a 3rd and 5, Twins to the far side of the field. All right, he's going to fake the inside handoff, carried himself. Look at that pursuit. How about that, Bobby?
Well, you got to like it. It looks like they're keying right on him. You see number 13 that time. He comes flying through there. It's Ivory, Kendall Ivory again. This time he does hold on to him. And helps get finished off by big number 34, the linebacker there, Adrian Brown.
All right, Bennett goes back deep to receive. And
we got another flag on.
Oh, boy. I didn't say that. You did.
No,
some guy in the stands.
The fans are getting after the refs now.
Boy, I'll tell you what. If he's marching this one off against, boy, this is disastrous. Because it looks like they're going to march it off against the folks from Naaman Forest. And if that is the case, that gives them a first down.
Yeah.
Well, the best laid plans of mice and men. It's a first down at the 49-yard line for these folks from Naaman Forest, or for these folks from Eaton, rather. But anyhow, Braden St. Ama has really been pretty impressive there, coming off the bench to play quarterback. And he's going to take this snap right now. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. They're just going to give it to Hawkins straight ahead. He got a gaping hole, and he's going to bounce it to the outside, and he's up close to that first down. Hawkins with about a 9-yard gain there.
Again, Kendall Ivory's been all over the field here. He's really been saving the day. I mean, watch him coming from this safety spot. You see him just eyeing him down, and then he just breaks him down. That's a hard open field tackle, and he's able to do it. And again, another flag on the field. It just seems like every play, and it's not that they just have a penalty every play. It takes them so long to mark it off and get the ball set after the penalties have already taken place. So
this one's going to be a 10-yard penalty for holding, it appears. But at any rate, that's going to make it first and 20. The ball's at the 41-yard line now. And so Eaton with a bit of a setback there. As Braden St. Ama once again just gives the ball off straight ahead to Hawkins, and nothing doing.
Wow, I mean, his big lineman, number 72, gets driven back. Shoemaker gets driven back by Naaman Forest, and he gets driven back so hard, it knocks the running back down by himself, so Hawkins goes down by his own man. It was a pretty fun play there.
All right, 2nd and 19 to go for the Eaton Eagles. They're showing blitz, and they're coming. Here they come, and boy, the perfect read there by St. Perfect read there as he, I guess you'd say, brought it out of the, we got a little extracurricular activity down here, and there's going to be a penalty on somebody. We'll see who it is. But the quarterback right there, St. Ama, he took the ball out of the belly. You know, that was a zone read, obviously. Saw he had all kinds of real estate to the near side, and he utilized it. Oh, boy, this is getting a little bit, I guess you would say, a little bit on edge here, as it looked like one of the Naaman Forest players and one of the Eaton players was each thrown out of the game. So things are getting a little bit heated. But 17-0 is our score. The Eaton Eagles leading this one 17-0. We got 3:24 remaining in the third period. And the folks from Naaman Forest, well, you can't say they're not fired up, Bobby.
Yeah, you know, on that play, it's that zone read, and you got a defensive end that's got to stay on the outside because you were blitzing up the middle with number 20, of course, Devine Deal. He was coming up the middle on a blitz, so you have to stay on the outside. You have to be disciplined as a defensive end, because if you're not, if you go for that running play, it's already covered by your teammates. So you got to trust your teammates, and you got to play your position. Defensive end goes down and runs into the, for the guy taking the ball up the middle, and that's what happens. Zone read, quarterback takes it outside on you. So you got to just stay disciplined out there. Trust the guys in the middle that they're going to stop that run.
Boy, Braden St. Ama has really been I guess you would say, Swiss Army knife tonight, because they've lined him up in the backfield at running back and split end. And now he's in there playing quarterback and doing a pretty good job. Okay, we're going to march off, I guess, the personal foul that they called against Naaman Forest, and that's going to put him in 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. So, once again, Eaton's rolling right along here.
Yeah, so obviously they are in field goal range according to the last possession they had.
All right, they're going to get in the shotgun formation. Hawkins joins the quarterback, St. Ama, back there.
So they haven't started the play clock yet because they're out here discussing with the coach what happened. Usually they go ahead and get the play clock going and tell the coach to go to the sideline, but they're sitting there talking to him. They're going to wait and just see how this plays out a minute or two, I guess.
All right, first down, 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line. So.
I don't think they're going to start the play clock until they have the person that got ejected. He must have got ejected out of the game, and they're going to have to make him leave maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but they're sitting there waiting on the sideline like they're going to make somebody go to the locker room.
I don't see anybody moving in that direction.
I don't see anybody doing it, but that's what it seems that it's happening here.
I don't see anybody moving on the sideline, but I'll tell you what I am going to do. I do see somebody on the sideline I'm kind of familiar with, and that is Dr. Keith Ellis is the new principal there at Naaman Forest, and I'm going to give him a shout-out because I worked with Dr. Ellis at South Garland for a number of years, and he is nothing short of first rate, and he's going to do a great job there at Naaman Forest. I'm sure he already has. But I never saw anybody who had the respect of the rank and file like he did when he was at South. He really did us a great job. But anyhow, we do know Dr. Ellis is on the sideline, but we don't know if the ejected player is there. Okay, he is.
It's number 50 there. They're making him take his uniform off. And
well, he's taking his uniform off. Now, I take it they're waiting for him to leave the sideline. Is that the... All right, he continues to make his way to the locker room. And he is going to leave, of course, coach escorting with him. And we'll be ready to play in one moment here. 3:24 remains in this third period, and it's been a little bit of a tough one for the folks from Naaman Forest because they've only relinquished 3 points, but these folks from Eaton have kind of got their rhythm back, sending in a new quarterback, Braden St. Ama.
Yeah, and they're going on that quick count as well, so it doesn't give the defense a whole lot of time to set up and change their scheme. I mean, they get out, sit down, and snap the ball. But Naaman's been doing a really good job. They kind of got a couple of holding calls and stuff like that. Personal foul there and put them back in position to score. Outside of that, they've been playing pretty good.
All right, 3:24 remaining in the third period. 17-0 is our score.
We will resume play.
All right, St. Amma ready to take the snap. Snaps got a first down. Going to give it ahead to Hawkins. Boy, he's got a big hole right there, and he's to the 10. They light him up right about the 10-yard line there. That was Clayton Thompson coming up and putting a nice hit on there, but not before he gets another first down. All right, here's Hawkins again. This time Hawkins going nowhere. A bunch of Rangers in there making the tackle, and it looked like...
Well, there you see the spirit of the team right there. Creighton Thompson, you know, we've been seeing the personal foul and all that sort of thing, but then Creighton Thompson there gets up there, makes a good tackle, and then helps the player up and adjusts his shoulder pads for him and pats him on the back and says, hey, man, good job right there running the ball.
All right, St. Amma takes the snap. He's just going to give it straight ahead once again to Hawkins, and
wow.
He ain't got a lot there.
Man, Baroud does a great job right there.
Flags on the field.
All right, clock stopped with 2:39 remaining. And I'll tell you what, it appears they're going to take a timeout. So they're taking a timeout. Oh, why don't we take a...
Yeah, look at Baroud right there making a great tackle, but then he seems like he got hurt on the tackle.
Boy,
he's the one set down right there. Yeah, I mean, he makes a good tackle, and his own player comes over and kind of finishes him off. And I guess that's what they called the penalty for, maybe a late hit. But the guy was still trying to run. But it looks like Baroud right there got a little injured. But he was able to walk off, which is a great sign. He looks like he's going to make it here.
Well, they're indicating it's a 1st and 10 on the scoreboard, but that cannot be accurate unless they plan on, well, we'll see. The referee's about to mark it now.
Not sure if the refs know what they're doing. See, watch him make a great play right here. Boom, he does a good job. He's got his legs there, and then here's the tackle right there, a little late hit right there. And when they do it, the late hit not only gets them another 15 yards, but
gives them first down.
It gives a first down, but it also hurts your own player, Baroud, because he wasn't hurt until he got that hit right there. So.
First and goal from the 7 for the Eagles.
All right, we got a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. As St. Amma's going to work from the shotgun right now. He's going to take the snap. Going to keep it himself, go straight up the middle, but he runs into a brick wall, and he's going nowhere. All right, clock rolling with 2:20 remaining in this third as the Forest really needs to limit them to 3 points right now. They're down 17-0. And, you know, that's still salvageable, but...
Sure it is. I mean, if you get a couple... They were really doing good on that last drive. They lost the ball in a fumble, but they had found something.
All right, straight ahead, and this one's going to get him in the end zone. Looks like St. Amma's there. And that's going to put the folks from Eaton up 23-0. As St. Amma just took that direct snap.
There's
went
a
right
flag
up the middle.
right there.
Boy, we got another flag. Let's see. Well, is it? They still haven't marked any points up there, so let's see what this one's all about. Clearly he got into the end zone, but we'll see on the replay. Well, he takes it right there. We see anybody holding there?
Right up the middle. Good block.
Boy, they're coming around, and they're doing a...
Holding.
Yep. I'll tell you what.
There you go. Right there, 35 makes a tackle on the safety. And that's where the flag dropped right there. So back them up 10, so no touchdown.
Okay, Hayden Talley, who we've referred to as that 18-wheeler coming down the mountainside. That time, I guess you would say, a little bit of a faux pas there is going to set them back. So it would take those 6 points off the scoreboard. It's still 17-0. The Rangers can still keep them off the board here. St. Amma with the snap. Now he's going to try to throw it in the end zone. He got a man out there. Now, did he catch it in bounds?
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
Yes, he did.
Boy, he went up high to get that ball. Great defense.
By the way,
right
very
from
quickly,
the defensive end.
Jeskovic came down with the ball.
Defensive end had him.
Luke Jeskovic.
Almost blocks the ball right here. Look at there, 93, is he?
Well, we'll
throws
see.
that up, and just great catch.
Okay, he's got the catch. Now, where do those feet go? They're inbounds.
Yeah,
he's got
1 foot. 1 foot inbounds, all it takes.
All right, 23-0 is our score as the folks from Eaton still not out of bullets yet. Lamb is going to try the extra point. And Lamb has the extra point. It is 24-0. Okay, with 1:41 remaining in this third period, Eaton has moved to a 24-0 lead. Why do we take this time out? We're back at you after these messages from GRS TV. All right, the folks from Eaton have taken a commanding lead now. They're up 24-0 with 1:41 remaining in the third period. So I tell you what, that may have taken a little bit of wind out of Naaman Forest because they were playing well enough to get themselves back in the game. But 24-0 is going to be hard to overcome. But that doesn't mean they don't have to try doing it, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great drive going, and they got down to the 30-yard line. The ball popped out. It was a fumble, and that's how the drive started for Eaton. They were able to drive it all the way down the field and eventually get into the end zone. And a great catch where the ball was thrown kind of just up in the air, and their receiver just got up as high as he could get, come down 1 foot inbounds and got it.
Okay, Kingsley Bennett's going to get an opportunity to return it. He's going to get a little bit of yardage. He gets up to about the 34-yard line. That is his second outstanding return. So that's going to get him a little bit of field position there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd kick it deep to him anymore. Maybe they'd try that little pooch kick. He might break one. He's got a little speed. He was able to get outside. That's the second time he's been kicked to about the 8-yard line. And, boy, he's taking it up the field in a hurry and gets some good blocks. He just kind of runs out of room.
All right, Jaden Flores, the sophomore, back in the ball game. So he brings his unit out there, and the heck of it was they were moving that football before they fumbled it last time. He's got twins to the near side. He is back to pass. Boy, he's got company too. Now he's going to have to run from his life. He's going to have to tuck it away and go, and he gets about 4 yards out of it.
They did a pretty good job blocking. He had a little bit of time to throw the ball there. There was just nobody in the vicinity that he was wanting to throw to. Everybody went super deep. They still had their backs turned against him when he's deciding to run.
Actually got about 4 out of that one, so we're looking at second down, and he's going to hand the ball off coming up the middle, and Bennett has no room whatsoever. They're actually going to throw him for a loss, and so they're in 3rd and long again. Well, they got the clock stopped with 1:25, and I'm wondering why the clock would stop, because there's a run and play. And
yeah, it still isn't running.
I think the referees are noticing that right now, and they're probably going to take off about 10 seconds on the clock. All right, they're going to let him go ahead and play. The clock rolling now with not rolling. It is stopped with 1:14. All right, now they indicate start the clock. Okay, so it's rolling with 1:10 remaining in the third period. And we're looking at 3rd and long for these folks from Naaman Forest. As Jaden back to pass to the near side. This time it's gathered in by Clayton Thompson. Now Clayton fights for that. He's up close to the first down. But, I think he might be just a little short. But, I'm sure they'll go for it. What do they have to lose?
Yeah, well, they got a flag.
You got it.
I mean, that's a good throw right there. Good catch. Now, you need to go ahead and go out of bounds right there. Don't keep fighting because you're going to get hit right there while you're standing up.
But they gave him the first down, and so the drive continues. Jaden Flores from the shotgun. He's going to give it to Kingsley, and he's in immediate trouble as Kingsley Bennett ran right into the teeth of a
Yeah, I mean, he's
Eric Sharp.
He's 5'6", 145 pounds, so if they get their hands on him, it's going to be hard for him to get away.
But at any rate, we're looking at a second down to about 15. Now, disappears. The clock is going to run out as we end the third period. All right, we've ended 3 periods. Well, now they're going to get to play off, but it's going to be thrown for a loss.
Well, really, they didn't get to play off. They should have blown the whistle because it was definitely at 0 before the play was snapped.
All right, I'll tell you what. We've ended 3 quarters of play. The Eaton Eagles leading this one 24-0. We're back at you after these messages from GRS TV. Well, welcome back to Williams Stadium, everyone, and welcome back to our broadcast of the Eaton Eagles taking on the Naaman Forest Rangers. Eaton has the upper hand right now. They are up 24-0. We're looking at a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 22 for these folks from Naaman Forest. As the sophomore quarterback, Jaden Flores, is back to pass, and boy, he ain't getting much relief there. They're going to throw him for a loss. It's 4th and long. Bobby, they're going to have to punt it again.
Yeah, that doesn't give you a whole lot of chance when the ball goes through his hands a little bit right there, and then he just has to cover it up. And I'm not sure if they would have been able to have enough time to sit back there and throw it deep. Looked like Eaton was in a 3 across safeties and 4 deep linebackers, so you would have had to have gone over the top of them or something to make it happen. So it was going to be a very tough situation anyway, but now you just put yourself in bad yardage here. Yeah,
bad punt position, and it even got worse because they didn't get it off in time.
So they're going to be backed up even 5 more yards. So they're going to be punting from the 5-yard line, basically. And Eaton's going to have great field position.
All right, 11-10 remains in this football game. And Levine, the receiver for Eaton, is standing just beyond midfield. Kind of a line drive
now
kick.
they're going to get the ball back, looks like.
Right about the 50. Well, they're going to get it back at the 49-yard line.
We got flags. See what happens here is he does that little rugby kick, and as he's running out to do the rugby kick, when he punts it, he actually gets hit by the Eaton players. And they're going to either see what they call it, but usually it's going to be a... So watching me, rugby kicks out to the left here, and when he does that, he kind of runs in, and they take him out, and that's going to be a first down most likely. Let's see if they just mark it off unintentional and give them a 10-yard penalty, or if it's going to be an automatic.
Well, 11:03 remains in the game. As we said, Eaton is in control. They lead it 24-0. Well, they're marking it off, but it looks like they're going to mark off 10. And that's going to be they're marking off 15. But it's still going to be about 20 yards short of the first down. So they got to punt it again.
I don't know. It might be it. Yeah, well, what are they going to do? Automatic
They
first
called
down.
it the first down.
Yep. There you go.
I'll tell you what, the Naaman Forest got what it was looking for right there, so this drive continues. And the sophomore quarterback getting right back out there, Jaden Flores, seeing if he can ignite anything. And this time, I guess you would say they certainly want to see if they can just light up that scoreboard a little bit. All right, Jaden, but they didn't get it off in time again.
I mean, just total meltdown here. You had about 5 minutes to get that play in. Well, I mean, I guess that's why you do
All right,
non-district play. You know, you get yourself in rhythm.
All right, they get the ball, swing the ball out there to Creighton Thompson, and that's going to be a bit of a gain there for him. That's going to get him up to about the 37. So that gets them about 8 yards there. Now they're looking at 2nd down and a manageable 7. If they could just get into just a little bit of rhythm here, they might be able to do a little bit of damage before this evening's out. 10:56 remains in our football game as Flores has trips to the far side now. We'll see if he rolls to the far side. He is. Now he's going to come to the near side, and he's in a little bit of trouble, and down he goes. And that's going to lose him about 10 yards, so they're looking at 3rd down, about 14.
Again, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. Then he started rolling to the left, and he got into the defensive end, and then he had to reverse field and go the other way. But he has plenty of time to just sit back and throw the ball.
Well, they were coming after him when, I guess you would say, about the time he was about to set his feet, he realized he had a little bit of company back there. But we're looking at 3rd down and about 16 yards to go. So we'll see if the Forest can dial up something to get in that 1st down and keep this drive alive. All right, the pass over the middle is incomplete. All right, 4th down, and Naaman is going to have to punt it away. All right, Levine once again will be back about the 40-yard line this time. We'll see. Maybe that rugby kick can get him another
All right.
another penalty. All right, there is that rugby kick, and it's going out of bounds, so we'll see where they mark the ball. This is going to give Eaton pretty good field position. 44-yard line, the 44-yard line of Eaton. That's where they will put it into play. And so the Eagles going back into action.
Well, the student section's still going strong, and cheerleaders are still cheering, having a lot of fun out here on a Thursday night.
10:02 remains in this football game. Eaton with a 24-0 lead at this point. Boy, this time they got split backs in the backfield. They have not worked from that formation. Now they break that formation as the quarterback, St. Amma, is going to carry it himself. Get a little bit of yardage coming to the near side. He's up close to that 1st down. The second effort gets him that 1st down. If they give him forward progress, he gets the 1st down. He was throwing back there. However, by the time he was throwing back right about the 50-yard line right there, he clearly had enough yardage for the 1st down right about the 45-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 45. This time he's just going to give it to Hawkins straight ahead, and Hawkins is going to get through for about 5-6 yards as they keep going up tempo, Bobby.
Yeah, Carter Baroud was able to put a shoulder pad on him from the defensive end spot, slowed him down just a little before he could get 6 yards on him.
All right, St. Amma from the shotgun. They're just going to give it to Hawkins. Nope, they're not going to give it to Hawkins. He's going to fake Hawkins, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get the 1st down.
Well, there you go. That's what you're supposed to do, though. Izzy Reyna is doing a great job out there at defensive end. He stayed and played his position, stayed out there on the quarterback, made the quarterback turn back in. He got away from him, but he did a good job of keeping him outside. And you know, the quarterback just made a good play there. But Izzy did a good job playing defensive end on that one.
All right, they're going to give it to Hawkins straight up the middle. He's got a gaping hole where he's going to get about 15 yards out of that one. Right up the guard center gap. He moves it up to about the 24-yard line. Actually, they're going to spot up 23. Clock rolling with 8:50 remaining. And St. Amma still going in there at quarterback. He's come off the bench and done quite a job. He is back to pass. Pumps a shot in the end zone. We'll see if anybody's home. And boy, I'll tell you what, they had the opportunity for the interception, but it appears it is going to be a touchdown there as gathering the ball in is Kenneth Green. Kenneth Green comes up with it, and that makes it 30-0.
Well, he pumps it, and then he says go, so it's called a pump and go. They still have the safety over the top. He just right over him, and 17 makes the play in the end zone right there.
All right, it's Lamb going to be coming in for the extra point right now, as Dakota Lamb is going to try to put up another one. He does. All right, 31-0 is our score. Eaton leading the Forest. 8:33 remains in the football game. We're back at you right after these messages from GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission, reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right now, the GISD.
All right, we got 8:33 remaining out here at Williams Stadium. Eaton is taking a commanding 31-0 lead over Naaman Forest. And, Bobby, I think right now Naaman Forest just needs to do whatever they can do, which at this point a moral victory would be to get a score. Just get on that scoreboard somehow or another, because they've a Lamb is going to kick it away, and he's going to kick it, well, I'll tell you what, he's going to kick it into the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 25. That's where the folks from Eaton will be putting, or folks from Naaman Forest will be going into action.
Yeah, they just need something positive. Get on the board a little bit. You know, this is a non-district game, so you just need to get out there and find something that you're good at. And have something positive. Have these guys go into the locker room at the end of the game saying, yeah, you know, we have something going on right there. Let's build the rest of the season on that, you know.
Well, offensively, they have done some good things, just not enough of good things. But the sophomore quarterback, I think, has performed admirably under pressure. And Jaden Flores downfield, well, not going to come up with anything there, so we're looking at 2nd down and 10.
Just kind of throws it out there in the vicinity of everybody. You know, he hasn't had a lot of time, so he's probably got a little bit of happy feet because he's really not had time to set and throw the ball yet, but he has played, you know, pretty strong for the sophomore.
All right, Jaden's going to throw it to the near side. Cannot quite hook up there with Aiden Gonzalez. A little bit high there, so now we're looking at 3rd and 10.
He had him. He kind of rolls out a little bit, finds him, keeps his eye down the field. That's a good sign for the sophomore. Sees Gonzalez on the sidelines, just kind of, as he's running, throws it a little high for him.
Okay, 8:21 remains in this football game. 31-0. Eaton is our score. All right, Flores, boy, they're not giving him. He slips out of the pocket, though, and he's going to get a little bit of yardage out. He's actually going to get about 6 yards out of that, but that's still going to be 4 short of the 1st down, so they'll be looking at 4th and about 4.
Cheerleader still having fun tonight?
Oh, we're having fun, too. It's not.
Brings up 4th down and 3 for the Rangers.
No such thing as a bad interscholastic event, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, 4th and 3 for them, and now they're going to go ahead and probably try that rugby kick again.
Levine back deep to receive. He's about at the 33-yard line. 8:12 remains. All right. Oh, a nice kick.
Boy, he can really put it up there, can't he?
They're going to call for a fair catch right about the 29-yard line, and that's where they'll go into business. 1st and 10. 8:03 on the clock. 31-0 Eaton is our score. Eaton leading this one 31-0. We'll see if they make any personnel changes at all for Eaton, because they certainly are in full control of this football game right about now. And I guess I'm most anxious to see if they stay with the same quarterback, Braden St. Amma, and they're going to do that. Boy, and he's played a nice up-tempo game tonight coming in here. Got twins to the near side, a single setback in the backfield for him. And they're just going to give it to Hawkins, and plenty of running room there. No, I'll tell you what, actually, that was Isaac Jones carrying the ball there. They're rotating him in pretty nicely.
Yeah, every couple of plays, they put another running back in there. Got fresh legs.
Second down, 2 for the Eagles.
Well, they split them out. They get that defense really spread out. Naaman Forest is playing one safety over the top now.
And, of course, Eaton in no hurry whatsoever to snap the football. They're probably going to let that clock roll down to about 3 or 4 seconds before they actually get it off. And actually, they better saddle up and ride here because they only got a little bit of time. Okay, once again, carrying the football is Jones. He's going to get the first down, so that'll move the chains for him. First and 10 from the 41.
We've been seeing them really do a hurry-up, fast-tempo offense this whole half, but now that they've kind of got the game in control, they are kind of slowing it down and they're taking their time.
Well, they certainly aren't in any hurry to go in there, and they might as well milk that clock for what it's worth. They got the last play off with about 5-6 seconds on the clock, and right about now they're going to have to do the same thing because they're down to 5, and they're just going to barely get that one off, and the quarterback, St. Allen's going to carry it himself, and he's not going to get much more than about 2-3 yards out of that, but right about now they're probably more concerned about just erasing time from the scoreboard.
I'm not sure I'd want to be running my quarterback
that's what I
in
was
a
saying.
game that's really out of hand for the defense. I mean, anything could happen, and your season could be in jeopardy right here.
Yeah.
So I think I'd just go ahead and let my running backs do what they do best, is running the ball. And
all right, we're down to 6-10 in this football game. 31-0 is our score. Eaton in full control right about now. And once again, they are just barely going to get the snap off. Okay, they give it to Jones. He bounces it to the outside. Got plenty of running room. Of course, he wants to stay in bounds and just keep that clock rolling. I don't know if they got him out of bounds or not. They did, and so that's going to stop the clock with 5:51, which kind of defeats the purpose for Eaton. Might as well just rolled over down right there, but he bounces out of there with that second effort, and they run him out of bounds. And
I like how Kendall, number 13, plays. Kendall Ivory, he's playing at safety position, but you know that's a good little position. They're able to come up and make some good tackles on those running backs out in space. You know, that's how you defeat that spread offense a lot. But it looks like now they're kind of alternating some of the guys in on defense as well. Let some other people play.
All right, clock rolling with 5:25 remaining in this football game. And once again, that play clock down to 8, 7, 6. See if they can get it off in time, and they once again do. Okay, they're going to run the quarterback again. St. Amma is going to get the first down for him, so they keep the chains moving. First and 10 at the 45-yard line. And tell you what, the clock is approaching the 5-minute mark. All right, we're down to 15 seconds to go, so they ought to be getting underway any second now. 4:40 on the clock.
The old huddle, you know, we haven't seen people huddle in a long time.
No, they usually get right up there and call an audible.
Yeah.
That offense was created by a good friend of mine, Hal Mummy. Hal Mummy was an assistant coach at West Texas State when I was going to school out there. I've known him for quite some time, and it's amazing how our careers have crisscrossed all over the place. But Hal's the one who came up with this idea of one-back offense and spread everybody wide, get up to the line of scrimmage, do not huddle, just read the defense and audible from there.
Yeah.
But it really has kind of changed the game. And in fact, a very interesting article came out in Athlon magazine about a year and a half ago where they rated the top 50 most influential people in college football. Oh, I'll tell you what, that might be a fumble. Now they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, but it still went backwards.
Well, it slipped out of his hand, and I would think that'd be a fumble. But
yeah, if it goes backwards behind him, I mean, hey, that's a fumble.
But concluding my story, Athlon ranked Hal as one of the top 50 most influential people in the history of college football. Getting back to this game, however, I have absolutely no idea how they called that a forward pass, but they did. All right, third clock is stopped now with 3:46. We're looking at 3rd and 12 for the folks from Eaton.
Well, you know, they start all that in high school, it seemed like. I mean, that's really where it kind of took off, and then it went to college.
Let's see
look
right
here.
there.
See, I mean, even if
that's a fumble.
Yeah, it's coming out of his hands, and then even if it's a pass, it's going backwards. So, yeah, I don't understand that right there. But
well, either way, they run Hawkins up the middle. Or I'll tell you what, was that Hawkins or Jones? We'll get a definitive count for you. That was Jones. Hawkins, I guess, are going to keep him on the sideline. Clock rolling with the 3:30 remaining, and it's 4th and 6. And, you know, wouldn't shock me if they go for it here. What do they got to lose? But they're going to send the punting crew out there with 3:20 remaining in this football game and the clock rolling. All right, we're closing in on the 3-minute mark. And Dakota Lamb is going to kick it away for the folks from Eaton. Back deep to receive is Kingsley Bennett for the Forest.
Well, you see how they have 3 big old guys right there creating a little wall. You see 51. He kind of just stands to the side, lets the ball be snapped between them, and then as soon as the ball passes, he kind of closes back into the middle of those 2 guys, and they create a little wall right there for the punter. You see how this little works. See how 51 stands over to the side. The ball shoots right between them, and then he'll just step right back in the middle right there. Create a wall.
Got a pretty good rush on him in spite of that. All right, the ball bounces about the boy. This is going to kill it.
Oh, he killed it at the half-yard line.
Okay,
what an effort.
2:36 remaining in the football game. 31-0 Eaton.
Punt is down at the 1-yard line.
All right, 2:36 remaining in this, and so if the Forest is going to score tonight, they're going to have to go 99 yards.
99 long yards. And
2:36.
They've only got about, let's see how many yards they've got so far. They've got 45 yards total. So it's going to be pretty difficult to get 99 with the last 2.5 minutes. But, hey, they could. It only takes one tackle being broke, and you can go off to the races. So,
well, you got to take that possibility. But, of course, as Jerry Reed used to sing in those old Smokey and the Bandit movies, they've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And we'll see if they do that. All right, the handoff trail. Boy, that might be a safety, and I think it is. Is that a safety?
Looks like I'll tell you what. Mark them out to the half-yard line. Boy, that was really close. I think I'd get up underneath center, take a snap, and lean forward. They only have a 4-man front. They've got 3 linebackers behind them.
And we got an offside, so I think it was on the defense.
There you go. Now they get to get out to about the 6-yard line if that's the case.
That is the case. So they got a little bit of breathing room there.
Against the defense.
Yep, there you go.
2:09 remains. All right, 2:09 remaining in this football game. 31-0 is our score. The Eaton Eagles are in control right about now. Boy, Flores is going to have to tuck it away and go. He's got a little bit of running room over there, and he's going to get up close to the 10. So he got about 3-4 yards out of that.
Well, when you look at his receivers out there, it just looks like they don't think the ball's going to be thrown to him. So their routes are just kind of slow and methodical. They're really just not They just kind of run out there kind of three-quarter speed and turn around, and he just doesn't have anybody to throw to.
All right, we got 3rd and about 2 to go for the Forest there, and we'll see what Flores can come up with. Throws to the near side, and that might be pass interference. Nope, yes it is. I figure he was hanging all over the back of him. That's an automatic first down if that's what the call is. Clock stopped at 1:29. 31-0 is our score.
He throws pretty good to the outside. We've seen him throw that 7-yard out pattern a couple of times, and he's thrown it pretty well. See it right here. He gets it, steps into his throw, and it's right there. It's just the defender's kind of hanging on him. Can't get out there to the ball. Let's see what they call here. Either way, it should be an automatic first down.
All right, they move it up to the 19-yard line, and it will be a first down. So with 1:29 remaining in this game, the folks from Naaman Forest have another first down. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. All right, rush is coming. Flores is going to run away from it. See if he can get anything out of it, and they're going to trap him back there in the backfield. That's going to be about a 7-yard loss, so now they're going to be looking at 2nd down and 7. Clock rolling with 1:15 remaining in the evening.
Yeah, that's what he'll have to learn some of these things, is that when you get outside the pocket like that and you get a lot of pursuit, go ahead and throw that ball away.
They throw it out of bounds right there. You're out of the box. And they're looking at 2nd and 10. But as is, they're looking at 2nd and about 15. 55 seconds remain. Flores back to pass. Tries a screen pass, and that's going to work for a little bit of yardage. I'll tell you what, Kingsley, you know, he has got a little bit of room there, too, and Kingsley keeps going. He gets him up to about the 45-yard line, so that's a gain of just about 35 yards right there.
Big play for them. They've tried that over and over and over, but this time he has enough time, you see right there, to be able to sit back there and let the play develop.
And Kingsley Bennett certainly did his part there. Speaking of Kingsley,
he's
in
in
the back.
Look at that. Beautiful.
All right. Clock rolling with 25 seconds remaining in the evening. Flores rolls to the far side, puts it up, and he completes another one. This time he sticks it in there to, I think that's Thompson he completed to.
Looks like we've got somebody laying down on.
Number 8 right with that reception.
And actually that was Kieran Wright who made the reception. And so we've got another Ranger down on the field. There's 14 seconds. 14 seconds remains in this game, and 31-0 is our score.
Good little pass.
Okay.
Something to build on. That's what we were talking about earlier. You know, you just have a little bit of something to go in and hang your head up and practice for next week. Because you'll have Rowlett that you're going to play next week, Naaman Forest. And so Rowlett last week got beat pretty bad by Rockwall. So another team that has, kind of struggled out the gates. And so Naaman and Rowlett will play next week. So you got to find what's going to work for you. Now we see you can run that screen. You can throw those little out patterns. You know, find something that's going to work for you, and you run it. Run it good. And see if you can build on it when you play Rowlett next week. You see number 55 coming off the field.
All right, 14 seconds left in this football game, so they'll have a play or two coming up for Naaman Forest.
That was Kildred Johnson coming off the field.
All right, Jaden Flores will take at least one more snap, back to pass. Oh, he's got some time here. Throws the ball to the far side, and it's incomplete. So they'll get one more play. 7 seconds remaining in our football game.
Really, he just has nobody to throw to. Everybody has two people on him, and nobody's crossing. It's just everybody does like about a 10-yard and just stop, turn around, and there's just nobody open for him. But, of course, Eaton's got 4 linebackers deep and 3 safeties. It's going to be tough to get anybody open.
They're not going to get anybody open. That's probably going to do it for this game. It does do it. It does do it. I'll tell you what, that will conclude our evening as Eaton wins this one 31-0. And so I'll tell you what, on behalf of Bobby George, I'm Kevin Long, and we're going to say so long from Williams Stadium. Once again, our final score is Eaton 31, Naaman Forest 0.